Welcome along to Event Finder Stadium for this Sky Broadband Rapid League matchup between the Auckland Tuatara and the Wellington Saints, round 10. And it is a spicy little matchup between two teams who really do need to get their season back on track. Not so much for the Saints in the main game. They're sitting pretty in second, but they're coming off a loss against the Fight. For the Tuatara, their Rapid League team has been indifferent at times, and they'll need to help out the points for and against for their Sal's NBL team, because they are in the hunt for the playoffs. But if they're starting to rack up a couple of L's, Casey Frank, things are starting to look interesting for them.
Yeah, and that's when that points percentage becomes very important. Having a look at the ladder, we see the Saints sitting in third, right behind the Nelson Giants, hot on their heels if they get a win today. But down on the other end of the ladder, the Tuatara sitting in 8th, needing to find a little bit of flow offensively for a team that's 9th in the league in offense, 8th in defense. Need to lift in both those categories as we take a look at the fixtures and the results throughout the week. The Sharks and the Hawks, a bit of a slow-scoring game. Giants-Rams had a bit of a clash last night as the Rams come out on top. The Hawks, too much for the Nuggets in the second game. And earlier today, the Jets pipping the Bulls at the post.
On their road trip in a doubleheader for round 10, and that is the 5 for Chris Tupu, assistant coach, Tall Blacks legend, part of the Saints' coaching staff. Dougal, Meter, Muir, Pilcher, Gold, and Richards. Starting 5 for Chris Tupu. Kaz Evans Jr. with a suspected broken right hand as well. He's good to go.
He just plays through it.
Just strap it up and good to go. That's the 5 for the Tuatara. McIntosh, Wilkie, Rasmussen, Barrow, and Ledger. On a Sunday afternoon at Event Finder Stadium, and not much separates these two teams.
It's almost like we just added an extra number just to make it a little bit different. Just a swipe of the records in the last 5. 0.6 difference in points, 0.8 difference in field goal percentage, and 0.3 in rebounds. These two teams are mirror images of each other, but with different colored uniforms.
And these are your barter card referees, Mikey Graham, Michaela Sharp, and a happy birthday to Sam McFadden.
Hey, there he is.
He's 22 today.
What, 22?
Did you say 22?
Yeah, I did say 22, but I'm saying he's barely old enough to drink in the United States. He's out here reffing games. Happy birthday, Sam.
So it will be Luca Richards and Casey Ioane, the year 13 Dilworth student, to jump.
I want to know why Nick Barrow's not jumping.
Wow, Nick Barrow can jump.
Wow.
Probably not as high as Casey Ioane.
Let's see early if Castle Evans' thumb's going. He was heavily taped yesterday. Couldn't even shake hands. Let's see if he avoids it a bit.
Dougal Meter misses that. Pilcher with the rebound. Bobbled around. It's Sam Gold with it, and it's back out to Kaz Evans Jr. Here's his first shot. Richards on the glass. Active early out of Saints, and it's Nick Barrow's going to pick up that foul.
Well, good attack on the glass by this Wellington Saints team. Putting in a bit of effort there for those second chance opportunities. You see Luca Richards get up underneath, and Nick Barrow doesn't have those arms quite up straight. He's got him out just a bit. Richards finds the contact and is rewarded for it.
Luca Richards moves south from the Jets to the Saints. Sales NBL 2025. Saints get the rebound again. Tough time on the glass for the Tuatara to start this game.
Not what the Tuatara were hoping for. They need to get a lot more effort than that on the boards.
Ioane with the board. Here's Zach Riley. Back in the 09 after a 5-year college stint at Fordham in the Bronx. He went from Milford to the Bronx. He went from the North Shore of Auckland.
Wasn't that a Jay-Z song?
To the Bronx. It's a concrete jungle in there. For Luca Richards on defense. Tough to get a shot up. Here's Caslo Evans Jr. turning the corner. Barrow shuts that down. 9 to shoot. Evans Jr. Nice hack time. Hand looks good on that drive.
Ioane with a nice challenge at the rim, but as you mentioned, the hang time was impressive.
I think we've got a clock problem, perhaps.
Heard the whistle, didn't see anybody talk to the bench, but
We do get subs coming in.
always good to get some fresh bodies.
Rasmussen is in. Ledger's in. Ioane and Barrow are out. And we got it back over. Back over half call. Turnover for the Tuatara. A little bit of sleep on the Sunday afternoon game.
This is not the ideal start for the Auckland Tuatara. They're in the backcourt. You can't pass that over. Yeah, Caslo Evans has to catch it in the front court. Good thing you recognize that.
Rangimaria Dougal Meter leaving that short.
Hey, the Tuatara got a defensive board.
Ledger. Big screen. Yeah, Josh Ledger just turned a little bit too late in the eyes of barter card referee Mikey Graham. He's called for the illegal screen on the hip check. Dougal Meter just ran into that as well, full speed.
We know that that's being called closely, and the players certainly know it too. It's been tough to adjust, but you just have to find yourself perfectly still in that cylinder.
That's 3 team fouls, which is bonus in Rapid League. Dougal Meter kicking it out. He said it was touched, and it's going to stay with the Saints. He's right.
I appreciate Wilkie's attempt there to say he didn't touch it, but no argument whatsoever. Just like, yeah, no, I don't get it.
Evans Jr. Oh, I don't think he's got a broken hand at all. That's pretty. That's a tough shot. We talked about that on Friday, and I think we've got another clock problem again.
Not sure what the clock problem is, but it's not really fixing anything, and that's taking away 2 fast breaks for the Tuatara. They had numbers there as we see a beautiful shot in slow-mo of Caslo Evans Jr. finish.
We're just going to make sure that we get the clock right. As you can see, the clock hasn't started in the game clock in our vision, but we have clock issue here with the game clock, so that's gone off as well. So
well, it doesn't go off.
Clock.
It keeps going, but it only shows when the clock stops.
So it's 1:37 in the venue.
And that's been clock chat.
That's, hey, it's something new every time you commentate a Sales NBL game or a Sky Broadband Rapid League game.
Evans Jr. gets called for the hold on McIntosh there. Very concerned about his shooting ability coming off that screen.
So it's 1:37 to go in this first quarter. And a fresh 14. It's down to 8. 7 now. Ledger blocked again. Saints imposing in the key. And then a foul on the backcourt from Wilkie. And that will be shots all the way down the other end from the Chemist Warehouse line.
Yeah, it's a bad foul because of it. You know, you got no chance. Yeah, no problem with the trap down there. Don't mind. You've got him sort of corralled against the sideline. But once you get that hand in, that's a really unfortunate play, making it easy for the Saints to add to this already 4-point lead. Chris Tupu likes what he sees.
Tall Blacks shooting legend, Chris Tupu. Tuatara looking for their first points. Caslo Evans at the line, makes the first.
I mean, nothing affected that touch today.
Nothing.
That is a heavily wrapped hand.
This is the second. Here's Zach Riley.
Nothing affecting that thumb except the commentators.
5-0, the Saints lead. And we've got a turnover. Here comes Pilcher. Up with the right hand, he goes down with Zach Riley.
Nice attack and the counterattack from the Tuatara. A bit more speed, exactly what they need.
Stripped away. It's Dougal Meter in the mixer right there. And it's going to be...
I think he called the player timeout.
I'm trying to estimate.
Oh, okay, no. So it was Marty Dougal Meter was on the baseline. He just pointed the wrong direction.
So
it's his birthday, he's allowed one mistake.
He's going to be playing defense because it's going to be Tuatara ball with 1:01 to go in this first quarter. So 14 on the shot clock, 7-0. The Saints lead. Quick shot, Ioane. Munich. Dougal Meter in rhythm. Left it short. Again, Chris McIntosh with the ball. 43 seconds to go in this quarter. Zach Riley pulls the trigger, gets the roll. Zach Riley back in the country and gives the Tuatara their first bucket. And 31.2 to go in this first quarter, 7-3.
Was that another clock issue, I think, just to whistle for that, right back in?
So 31.2 to go in this first quarter. Tuatara should get it back with conventional thinking. And we're just going to get this clock situation sorted out at the score bench. Mikey Graham's there, the lead referee's talking with the score bench. See if we can maybe just plug another cable in somewhere.
Yeah, he's been explained that there's nothing they can do right now about the clocks that are on top of the backboards, but the official clock is on the screens on the thing. So I think the officials have gotten a little confused about not seeing the numbers of the time left.
So they're going to use the clocks on the scoreboard, which is hanging down from the rafters, as opposed to the clocks on top of the stanchion, on top of the backboard, above the backboard, rather.
Shot clock is still above the backboards, though, so that still works.
That helps. There you go. We've got our clock back, so it's 26 seconds to go in the quarter. And Dougal Meter with 9. Kick out. Muno challenged by McIntosh, left it short, might have got a piece of it, the Tuatara player. 7 to shoot now in the game. In the quarter, poked away by Luca Richards. Pull-up to end the quarter. Nothing short of action-packed after 4 minutes of basketball, even though it's a low-scoring affair. 7-3. It's going to be a Saints lead after 1 quarter of basketball in the Sky Broadband Rapid League game.
A quarter so ugly, only a mother could love it. 4 for 15 from the field, 10 points in total. And stop-start, unfortunately. Let's see if we can't get a better flow as this game goes along. Of course, the rebounding really in favor of the Saints on the offensive end. 3 offensive rebounds has led to 5 extra shots. That's hungry work, I tell you what, Andrew. Yes. And if you're hungry and you need some work, go ahead and carge up that large Nana Pizza, $29.99, online code, Sal's Kick, 25, valid until Tuesday, May 27th, or use that QR code on your screen right now.
You won't find a better segue artist than Casey Frank.
Do you like to call it pizza, or za, or peas?
Is what, an abbreviation?
None of those.
None of those.
You don't call it a little za?
Nah, man. Za? No one calls it a za.
Well, if you thought somebody called it za, you can look it up on the internet. What do you need to look it up on the internet? Little Sky Broadband fiber starter for $50 a month. first 12 months. Get that offer at skybroadband.co.nz or call 09-525-5555.
Now, would you like the box score for this first quarter, or should I just put it in the trash?
I'd like to keep my eyes from looking at it. Don't make me see it again. I saw it live. That was enough for me.
I appreciate getting a coffee each for us for that quarter from the stats bench right beside us, but we just don't need it.
Not for this one. It sounds NBL, we definitely do.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're professional.
4 turnovers for the Tuatara in that opening quarter. Pretty fortunate to only be down a couple of buckets. With that, the 3 offensive rebounds they gave up. Need to find a way to take care of the rock here in the second.
So the shot clock's working above the backboard. It's just the game clock above that reading that isn't working for the venue. So we'll keep you updated as Ledger gets the and one. Good patience from Josh Ledger.
Yeah, he used a couple of fakes there. Personally, on that first move, it was so powerful. He had Sam Gold on his hip. I would have liked to just see him finish right here, take it, go up strong. That's a finish. You're not going to get that blocked. By using those fakes, he actually let Richards and Gold get back into the play, but he had so much strength that he was able to play through that, get a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play, which he converts from the Chemist Warehouse.
7-6. And it's Gold. Open, can't get the roll.
The 2 bigs on the floor for the Tuatara now. See if they don't get a few more offensive rebounds.
Riley puts it up, drops it down. Zach Riley. That stroke is pure, isn't it?
Nice little high action off the handoff with Barrow. Comes off with a lot of speed and uses that shot fake well to clear a little space for the Jimmy.
Little 8-0 run from the Tuatara across the 2 quarters here. And another stop. Here comes Riley.
Playing with a lot more pace offensively. That's lifted their offensive efficiency.
Kicks it out. In the corner is Ioane. KC Ioane spinning on Evans Jr. Up and off the glass and in.
Oh, Ioane actually had that move as well. That first step through could have finished. Instead, he makes an extra move. Didn't deter the bucket, though. 10 straight for the Tuatara. They're on fire.
Muna bets that in. Saints get a bucket.
That's tough. Away from the basket, the kiss off the glass. Good speed coming off that on ball.
Using that shoulder from Ledger.
So strong.
Luka Richards pulls down the rebound.
Just drops it into the chest of Gold, who is undeterred.
As Kaz Evans Jr. gets free. Can't get that to go down. We've got a foul on the baseline. And so it will stay with the Saints. It's in on Nick Barrow.
Nick Barrow looked to me like Luka Richards had him sort of locked up, but not the opinion of the officiating crew. Second personal foul on Barrow.
Richards. Here's Dougal Meter pull up, uncontested, feathering.
Oh, that's nice. Get into the flow offensively. I love it when a shooter's coming back to the basket with pace, not going away for that first jump shot that he knocks down on the day, giving the Saints the lead once again.
Wilkie gets fouled, bobbled, and broken up. Rangi Maria, Dougal Meter, and it's foul on him. Good response from the Tuatara on that 10-0 run. To Ledger again. Sees a double. Swing to Wilkie. He gets Sam Gold in the air. Can he get the roll? He can't.
Nick Barrow in great position for the old board, but unable to pull it down.
Just left behind. Sam Gold, so a turnover. Wilkie. McIntosh.
How about
that was a beautiful pass.
McIntosh.
I see you, Chris.
The little no look going the other direction. Didn't quite know what to do with that one, but he's like, oh, I'm out of,
Look at this.
That. Oh, catch that.
Great lead pass.
That is
Ioane.
a wee bit of a prayer.
No, he knew what he was doing.
Hey, it worked out.
Prayer.
It definitely worked out.
But he was fouled beforehand anyway, and they are on the bonus, the Saints, so it's McIntosh to shoot 2.
Drains the first to tie it up with just over a minute left in this one.
Looking forward to the debut for the Tuatara of Luther Muhammad. Played for the Bulls last season. What kind of dynamic does he add to the main game?
Well, he's a brilliant half-court scorer. Really ideal pick-and-roll partner for Rob Lowe with his ability to score in the mid-range and find people, as we see Duda drop that one off for the finish underneath. But I think they're going to be lifted in the half-court in their offensive execution. Full court, it's going to be a bit of a dip. He doesn't push the pace like Dave O'Hickey did, so they're going to have to find some new ways in transition to attack.
And
relentless on the ball, Dylan Wilkie.
Poking that away.
Just stepping on the line as he snatched it out.
Unfortunately.
Nice chase.
Yeah, great hustle. So 43 to go in this half. Caslow Evans Jr. Nothing wrong with the hand whatsoever.
He is locked in. Nice find coming off the screen. Playing with a lot of confidence once again. He is up to 8 points on the day.
Injured it in the FI game. And good defense by Richards on Ledger. Up ahead from goal. Look at Richards, tough finish, couldn't get it to go down. Here's Rasmussen.
Nice job by Ledger to get back into play despite missing that shot. Finishing with the rebound. Now 10 seconds left on the clock. What do the Tuatara want to do with it?
6 in the venue, 5. Riley with 3 now. 2 to shoot, needs to get it up, he does. And that'll do us for the half. And a good response from the Saints after the Tuatara went on a bit of a run. And the Saints still have a lead, and it's a 4, 16-12 at halftime.
Well, let's have a little squiz at some of those first half highlights. There's a bit of a low-scoring game in the first quarter. Found a bit of form in the second. It opened early with Luka Richards protecting the rim, one of 3 blocks for the Saints in the first half. Caslow Evans Jr. showing the quicks against Nick Barrow on the mismatch. He had 8 points in the quarter. On the drive, on the floater game. Luka Richards again with another block. He was the minister of defense in the first half, going well. Couldn't get that one as Josh Ledger muscled on the interior as part of that 10 straight by the Tuatara. Casey Ioane with the step through. Took a lot of patience for the Tuatara to try and find ways to score, but it was all quick for the Saints. 19 shots in that first quarter, 6 more than the Tuatara were able to get, because they dominated the glass, especially on the offensive end. As we take a look at those stats, not sweet shooting, a little bit sweeter for the Saints at 37%. Just the 2 threes in the ball game made totally the Tuatara perfect from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, but not perfect boxing out. There's those 12 rebounds for the Saints. 5 of those came on the offensive end. Just 3 assists in the game. The scorers are being left to do it themselves.
No Shea Ili today, unfortunately for him, out with concussion-like symptoms. He missed the game against the FI as well. And we're looking forward to the main game. Event Finder Stadium at 3 p.m. local. Tuatara Saints. Tuatara on the outside looking in. With the top 6, the Saints in second spot. But dropped the game on Friday night, looking to get their season back on track with a little bit of a speed hump from the Tuatara, from the Tauranga FI.
Certainly not where the Tuatara expected to be at this point of the season. The late arrival of Dave O'Hickey winning the championship, his departure, getting Luther Muhammad cleared, Rob Lowe out with injury, Dan Fotu still out in Japan. Considering all the missed games they've had from their core players.
Where is Dan Fotu? Has he lost in Roppongi? Where is he?
That's a good question. Fotu's, where you at?
Can't wait to see Dan Fotu back. Always exciting to have the caliber of him and, say, Jordan Ngatai as well.
Nice to see him. He keeps sure the teeth are clean.
Yeah.
So as good as flossing, really.
Always got it. Always flossing, Casey. Make your dentist happy.
Flossing, I don't know if you've heard this, more important than brushing.
Yeah, that's true.
It is to the flossing companies.
Underway in the third quarter. Munir dropping it off for Richards, but it's Chris McIntosh tiptoeing on the baseline with a steal.
Quick hands, great read. Didn't give up on the play, was beat on the curl, but ran back into it to take away that pass.
Wilkie. McIntosh.
Great box out, Caslow Evans Jr.
He just got flung out of the way by Ledger. Was sick of it.
Did the job, though.
It was an excellent box out, you're right. And then stepped out.
Travel.
Oh, travel, sorry.
That's why Caslow Evans Jr. is trying to say, I've got this pivot foot. It's called a stutter step. Look at me, I can pose. Look at, he's holding that pose, too. But Mikey Graham's not buying it. One day I would love to see an official say, you know what, you're right, bring it back.
You've convinced me.
Good job.
Zach Riley, mid-season edition. Back in the 09 and then finishing with that right hand, showing the skills he's developed in his 5 years at college basketball.
He's put on a lot of size. He's grown in height as well as width a bit, a much stronger player. And the skill set, you know, he's playing point guard now. He's more of a 2 when he shot off to uni, but tighten that handle up.
Wilkie giving it to Rasmussen. Has it blocked.
Is that his 4th of the game for Luka Richards?
I believe so. It is. Caslow Evans Jr. off the back of the iron, and it's Wilkie with the board.
Well, somehow they've only given, four blocks. 4 blocks for Luka Richards. Well done by him.
Ledger, power move, nice work. Got in deep, wanted the foul, none.
I think he was just showing the officiating crew that he's not married.
No.
Well, that's how you attack a Luka Richards, though. He's got 4 blocks. You got to go straight to the body. Can't give him that space for him to create that shot blocking opportunity.
Weird that he was showing him his right hand. His Dougal meter goes down. He's okay. He'll get back up.
Well, at first that started with McIntosh on the jump ball situation, then Nick Barrow came in afterwards, but there we see the Ledger attack right at the body of Luka Richards, who just checks out of the game.
Oh, he's showing his left hand, my bad. All tied up at 16, 2:07 in the venue to go.
A quicker lineup for the Saints. They really need to run at pace here, but a chance for the Tuatara to find advantage on the offensive boards.
Caslow Evans Jr. Edgar on him. A bit of a mismatch. Got the big on him. Evans Jr. spinning. Lost the dribble. Great defense, scrambling, and that's excellent from the Tuatara.
Well, better defense than we've seen, I think, for most of this game for the Tuatara. Really scrambling, connected. Everybody on a string, able to challenge that one nicely late.
It's been an inconsistent Rapid League season for the Tuatara. Gone large, I guess, patches without much offense, but the defense there, like Casey said, all connected. And it's all locked up again. Riley, he's fouled on the arm.
He gets the whistle after getting to the cup, creating that opportunity. He's lifted the offense here today for the Tuatara. 7 points in the first half. Don't know if any of them are highlight worthy, but if you want to see which ones are, check out that Sal's highlight show.
Highlights from all the games of round 10. From the Sal's NBL games. Zach Riley at the line, making the first from the Chemist Warehouse strike. Second is good as well. Evans Jr. Gold with the handoff to Dougal Meter. He bites hard on that fake there, and Sam Gold just strong to get through the contact and puts it up and in and has an and one opportunity.
The foul, I believe, on Nick Barrow. Gold just finds the body. You know, you get that left arm a little bit. I think most of that's just Nick Barrow being too strong.
Yeah.
he's a pretty good defensive position, but he's got this way about him. He's got a lot of mass. When people run into him, they tend to bounce off, not the other way around. And so he doesn't get a lot of benefit of the doubt when it's a 50-50 call.
Makes that. Saints, 1 point lead. Wilkie. Dylan Wilkie stepping through, and he's fouled. Former Auckland schoolboy player. Spent some time in Australia playing in NBL 1. Saints just 1 for 11 from 3.
Yeah, they're saving it for the NBL. Need to save those. Wilkie, nice score. Has good size, good quick release. Really like him off of one dribble. As you see Coach Aaron Young discussing things with Coach Chris Tupu.
Aaron Young back in the building, former Tuatara head coach.
Back at the place there, he got his big break. Becoming one of the younger coaches in the South NBL. Not as young as Quinn Clinton.
No, that's probably all time.
I think that's the conclusion we've come to. The closest we could find is like 29.
Oh, Sullivan's Jr. lost that, and he got whacked as well.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing about that thumb. You can get through it with some of those anti-inflammatories, a couple of pain pills, but it still gets hit. It just does not squeeze that rock the way you want it to. Bad place to pick up the ball, but Ledger gets off the hook with some pivots.
There's Wilkie.
Look at that screen by Nick Barrow.
Feathery. That's a good, clean look as a result of that Barrow screen.
Nick Barrow just completely takes Sam Gold out of that play on that screen and roll, giving Wilkie so much time to hit the jumper.
Dougal Meter dropping it off behind the back.
That's pretty.
To Gold, and he'll get it back. He'll run into all of the Tuatara front line.
Well, Gold ran into Nick Barrow there and did not expect that effort. 5 seconds left on the clock.
Dylan Wilkie nails back-to-back threes. And they'll take a player timeout here. Will the Saints, the BNZ player timeout?
Yeah, there should be about 2 seconds, but I'm a little bit surprised they used the player timeout in the third quarter. So we're going to add some time up. I'd say about 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. Oh, wow. I said 2. And actually, I said 2.5 at the exact time that Mike and Graham was mouthing it to us. I kind of felt like I had a superpower.
I think you convinced him. Get your ticket to the big game and scan that QR code for a chance to win tickets to Sales NBL and Skype Broadband rapidly games near you. All thanks to BNZ.
Inspiring that next generation of Kiwi baller. And if I just convince Mike and Graham, that may be the first time I've ever convinced an official of it.
I'm glad it wasn't on a foul call.
Why would I waste it?
2.5 seconds. Caswell Evans Jr. Can't get that, and it will be a 7-point advantage to the Tuatara.
What a quarter for Auckland, storming back into the lead. Remember, 2 points in the opening term. And since then have just started to find a little bit of form. 14 points in that quarter. They had 12 in the first half.
You can get your large non of pizza for $29.95. I won't have a segue for that. Use that QR code, online code. South Kicks 25.
Well, if you can use that online code, you're going to need a computer. And if you're using a computer, you're probably going to need a little bit of broadband holes. And if you need broadband, nothing like the Fabulous starter from $50 a month for the first 12 months. Get a skybroadband.co.nz or call 09-525-5555. That's 09-525-5555.
Up the Waz. What a great way to watch the Waz if you're not going to Go Media Stadium by using Sky Broadband Fiber.
There it is.
When you can go use it on Sky Sport now or Sky Go if you're out of home.
You could be here at this game watching that, watching this.
Look at that. Get the key up as well. Warriors Raiders. Coverage starts at 5 p.m. I'll be home just in time to watch kickoff. Unfortunately, I'll miss that hour-long build-up.
Well, that's really I like that more than the games.
McIntosh and the fourth quarter underway. Zach Riley's been really good in this game. Oh, nice pass to Wilkie. Can't get that roll.
That's beautiful offense. Really feathered that nicely so Wilkie could space to it. Just a wee bit short of a touch.
Evans Jr. Oh, nice finish from Caslow Evans Jr.
Well, good challenge by Riley coming behind that screen and chasing, making it a tougher shot than it needed to be. But Evans Jr. finding the form, up to 10 points after that quick 8-point start early.
Barrow. Here's Riley, 6 to shoot. And deep on the baseline, in trouble. Finds Wilkie. Good defense from the Saints.
Nice movement by Dylan Wilkie to make himself available, but a tough shot to make. Saints have some momentum here. Can they continue it?
And he's fouled, is Evans Jr.
They count that on the shot.
Let's find out.
Side
ball.
Big possession here for the Saints. Obviously a triple here puts them in great stead, but any kind of bucket puts a bit of pressure on the Tuatara side that's lost its way offensively this quarter.
Pull up from the foul line, and it's a rebound to the Tuatara. McIntosh dancing with Barrow on that screen. Pulls the trigger. Not a lot doing for the Tuatara creatively rather, in that offense. So the Saints have another opportunity to close the lead, and they do it to 4 through the 3 ball.
Castle Evans Jr. again, 13 points now out of the 24. He is carrying this load offensively.
Rather closes it to 2. No mistake. Down to 9 again for the Tuatara. That's good from Zach Riley. He hit double figures there. He's got 11.
Well, nice exploratory dribble and gets to his spot, pulls up, plenty of space between him and Luka Richards, so he doesn't have to concern himself with the shot blocking ability.
Still plenty of time.
Unfortunately.
Just tough for the Saints there with a turnover.
Well, he was making the move before he caught the ball. He just had taken his eyes off it. And that little mental mistake cost him the possession.
Just a little bit down to his left.
We gotta get that in the bread basket. We're gonna add 19 seconds to the call. We're gonna add the clock back to 1:51. We just let that one out on that Pilcher turnover. Or is it an Evans Jr. turnover? I don't know who gets credit, but it's on the Saints.
So we'll get that back up to, look at that, time going backwards, Casey. Then if we could just roll back the years. McIntosh to Ledger. Here's Riley. Got the bump from Sam Gold, that counts. Zach Riley, welcome back. Second game for the Tuatara. He's got 13, and he's heading to the Chemist Warehouse line.
His first Rapid League game, he got the start. His first game back with no Luther Muhammad, but today, look at that strong drive. I love the way he cups it. First saw that back in the day. Antoine Walker used to wrap that ball up like that. He gets whacked at, you still get possession. He made the first bucket of the day, and he's carrying this Tuatara team in the second half as well. 16 points for him. Oh, sorry, 14 points for him.
Lead is back to 7. Dougal meter. Luka Richards, nice play.
Explodes up. Didn't quite have enough for the flush, but what a finish. Saints not going anywhere.
Samuna with the foul.
Well, just a smart play by Zach Riley.
Caught up in a Ledger back screen.
Munier is hustling to get back into things, and he just sort of finds him with the body. baits him into the foul. Very Shea Gilgeous-Alexander-like.
That felt like a pointed comment.
Shea isn't doing anything nobody's been doing, who leads the league in scoring for a long time.
Exactly.
Getting whistles.
7 to shoot. McIntosh. Oh, that's a big hit. That gives them some more breathing room. Puts the lead to 8.
Lulls them to sleep with the dribble. Then drains the triple with time running out.
Evans Jr. doing his best to get to the line himself. He does a good job, and he will head to Chemist Warehouse line. That stops the clock for the Saints, gives them 2 shots.
Well, nice fundamentals by Evans Jr. Puts him in jail. What I mean by that is you get that score on your back.
My mistake.
Keep him there with that elbow.
Excuse me, that's just the second team foul for the Tuatara. So it's side ball. Now that is fouls coming.
You're gonna have to reset that shot clock, so it's gonna go back to the sideline. Sussed and sussed.
So we go again.
Unfortunate is all that's to say. It counts, but now it's back to the Saints.
Culture. Evans Jr. He got hit taking a 3. So he'll head to the line to shoot 3. Making life very interesting with 42 seconds to go.
Just when the Tuatara looked like they had put together a complete game, they make a mistake late. It's going to open that door for the Saints. Hits all 3 here, becomes a 2-possession ball game, making a comeback that much more possible.
Caslow Evans Jr., 13 points.
That's unfortunate.
A little bit strong on that one.
I think the drums got him. Had the drums going.
So 1 more to come. 9 for 11 with a broken hand in this game. 2 for 3 from the Chemist Warehouse line.
Is it officially broken?
No, I don't think it. I think it's healed. BNZ player timeout. Healed within the space of 48 hours.
This is Wolverine-esque.
It's impressive from Caslow Evans Jr.
He had quite the rap on that a couple of nights ago. But he was able to bounce back, and not a lot of depth. With Shea Illy being taken out of the starting lineup.
So the Tuatara looking to close this one out. 34 to 28. 42 seconds flat in the venue to go. So it's just touched, deflected out, back to the Tuatara. 14 seconds after that BNZ player timeout with the ball going into the front court. Riley to get us back underway. Barrow all under the basket by himself. And we've got a foul.
I like how he avoids the foul there, doesn't take the shot. Actually, nice job by the Tuatara, understanding what they're trying to do, that the clock is their friend. Want to stretch that out as much as possible.
It's a foul to Caslow Evans Jr. So they have an impromptu meeting before the Ledger free throw. He misses that to the left. Saints down 2 scores with 38.2, but they don't have a BNZ player timeout available. Caught that in the 3rd quarter.
Use that one up. And I never like using them until the end of the game. Situations just like this.
Ledger misses both. There's Pilcher, Evans Jr. Oh, and that's unfortunate. We've got the buzzer going off in the venue. So we're going to have to restart that again.
Going all the way back.
5 seconds came off the shot clock, but the buzzer went and the clock didn't restart.
Not really sure what's going to, I think it's just going to be Saints ball back on the baseline.
I think they're just going to replay, yeah. So it will be back on the baseline.
Look at those sweet pinstripes.
I love it.
Those pinstripes?
Those are pretty.
If you love them, you should buy it in the Team Rich store. Shop online now.
What a great idea.
Sport.
A little busy, but I'll check that out after the broadcast.
Must not love them that much.
Here comes Caslow Evans Jr. Ledger with him on it. Good defense from Josh Ledger, but it's Richards underneath. And stolen away by Zach Riley.
Well, he's done it all for the Tuatara today. Offensively, defensively. There at the right time. 14 points, going to add to it in the Chemist Warehouse stripe. He was 5 for 8 from the field. Only one of 2 players on the Tuatara to shoot over 50% on the day. 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal.
18.3 to go, and it will be Riley at the line. Making the first from the Chemist Warehouse line.
Sealing the victory with his 15th point. Equal lead scorer in the game with Caslow Evans now.
Riley can't get the favorable roll. Saints just looking for points to end this game. Google meter, the 12. Stepping over Wilkie. Left it short. Tuatara ball.
Well, let's see if we don't see a player timeout here from the Tuatara. Chasing that points differential.
I believe they've called it already.
Oh, it's a good point. It makes it hard to call.
You don't want to call a timeout you don't have. So that's Chris Webber.
No.
It's too soon. Is it too soon?
Far out.
Is it too soon?
Oh, geez, Luca Richards.
He smashed the nicest guy on the floor, Chris McIntosh. I mean, that was 32 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a shot out of nowhere, bro.
It's the only non-timeout you don't have call I can think.
Look at that shot that Chris McIntosh carries. Almost as bad as that shot that you just gave Chris Webber a second ago.
My bad. I apologize. McIntosh makes the first. And then makes the second. And that'll do us for the Sky Broadband Rapid League game. Tuatara get the dub. They win 37-28. 9 is the difference. And an impressive performance after getting in a hole. They managed to get the win.
Well, a solid overall effort. Taking a look at the stats, they lifted that shooting percentage in the second half, especially from deep. 50% on the day compared to just 13% for the Saints squad. Great percentage from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, and they got there nearly twice as many times as the Saints. Got out-rebounded, but were able to overcome that by taking care of the basketball. Just 5 turnovers compared to 9 for the Saints.
Well, stay with us in about 12 minutes' time. We'll come back on air and we'll have the Tuatara Saints game, round 10 matchup in the Sal's NBL for you. 3 p.m. local. Stay with us.
Nick, coming in today's game, a tough sled offensively without Sheili. He's out again today. How can the Saints make up for that and find a better flow on the offensive end?
Yeah, I mean, Shea's he's an elite player. You know, you don't replace him. Switches, me just kind of getting out there and contesting on his jump shot. Just trying to make life as hard as possible for him and make him work for everything he gets and live with the results.
Rob, coming into today's game, we brought Luther Muhammad back into the mix. You played against him last year. Might not be a ton of familiarity with the short practice time, but what can you expect as he assimilates into the team?
Yeah, obviously a short amount of practice time this week with him, but you know, he's played in the league before, which is definitely a positive when you're bringing imports in. So I'm excited to go out there and learn with him and get better.
Coming into today's game as well. Luther, great to see you back here in New Zealand. Can you share with us how you've been plying your trade as you've been chasing that basketball dream around the world?
It's been really good. I started in Poland, and then I played like half a season in Poland. From Poland, I went to Israel to finish the season on a playoff team, and then from Israel, I came straight here.
Playoffs is always good. Great to have you back once again. But what was it unique about this Auckland Tuatara opportunity that's attracted you to come play for a team that's chasing that elusive championship after 3 near misses?
Not only playing against Tuatara last year and knowing what type of players they bring in and what type of organization it is they always pretty much at the top and chasing the championship, and that's something I want to that's something I want to accomplish.
Going to be celebrating Monty Triple Hit 100 as well for the Saints as well. Between the two, doing at the gym line in the wall, there on course. Starting with the visitors, number 3, Sam goes. Number 6 here, Hassan Munir. 12, it is 100 cells NBL match. Riley Mine, 2 winter. 24 for the Saints, Luca Richards. 25, Henslow Evans Jr. 27.
Kia ora te whānau, and welcome along to Event Finder Stadium on the north shore of Tamaki Makaurau. The Auckland Tuatara hosting the Wellington Saints. And young and old in attendance for this one. And a crucial game for both clubs, really. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank on hand for this one. And Casey, differing fortunes. The Saints coming off a loss in that second spot on the Sal's NBL ladder. The Tuatara on the outside looking in of the playoff picture.
It's been a bit of an inconsistent season. They haven't had the smoothest run, but there's a lot of fans who think they might get this game today without Shea Illy, which vastly changes the look of the Saints. But they need to start getting wins very soon. If they don't start piling these wins up, they may find themselves on the outside looking in and not get a chance to chase that elusive first title.
The Saints a little bit injured as well. Kaz Evans Jr. with a broken right hand, but he had an excellent rapid league game. They took the L against the Tuatara, but you see him behind Jordan Natai there, giving it the Daniel Sun Crane. And he's got a guard on that right hand, you can see. And he'll be crucial off the bench with Rangimaria Dougal Mita looking to fill that backup guard spot. Natai and Isaiah Liafa will be looking to carry some of the scoring load, and there is the man of the moment for the Tuatara. No Davo Hickey, he's gone, so they brought in Luther Muhammad, who is familiar to fans from last season when he played for the Bulls.
Talk about going strength to strength. Losing out on Davo Hickey, fantastic in transition, but Luther Muhammad is a premier half-court player. What he can do in the half-court, I think is really going to lift this Tuatara offense as we take a look at the fixtures and results up to this point.
Well, round 10 tipped off with the Airs taking care of the Bulls, who had a double game round. And the Hawks took care of the Sharks on the road. And you see there, the Fi getting the win over the Saints on Friday night. Saturday had a really interesting game between the Rams and the Giants. The Rams were down 20 or more at one point in the first half. The Giants just couldn't seal the deal at home, and the Hawks and the Nuggets dueled it out at the Edgar Centre. And the Jets get the win over the Bulls just now. That game, a few minutes completed. And so it's going to be a Bulls double loss, which is interesting for that top 6 picture. A lot of teams chasing those bottom spots. Saints in that second spot. Here's the 5-4. The Saints, the Liafa and Natai in the backcourt. Nick Marshall and Hiram Harris and Nick Mazinski, the American. He is a big man in the middle. He leads the league in blocks. Had a really, really big game against the Fi on Friday night. 22 and 18, 2 steals, 5 blocks, 10 of 17 from the floor on Friday night. And unfortunately, wasn't enough to get the win, but he spoke with Casey Frank earlier.
Nick, coming in today's game, a tough sled offensively without Sheili. He's out again today. How can the Saints make up for that and find a better flow on the offensive end?
Yeah, I mean, Shea's he's an elite player. You don't replace him with any one guy. It's got to be the 5-man effort, whether it be 5 on the floor, 5 come off the bench, whatever. It's a team job to replace him. He's obviously as valuable as they come, so we just got to do it, 5-man effort and possession in, possession out, kind of keep that mentality.
For yourself, coming up against Rob Lowe today, a unique challenge as a big man, really shoots that 3. Yourself, normally a guy who patrols that paint. How does that adjust your game, and how can you affect him and keep him from finding his best offensively?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player. Speak about Shea, obviously teammates in Melbourne, so we're familiar with him, obviously. But once again, it's a 5-man effort. It'll be my job to kind of match up where I can. But like you said, I like to patrol the paint. He's a 3-point shooter. Whether that be me flying out on a closeout, whether that be rotations, gonna have to throw him different looks. Great players, you can't give them one look all the time and expect it to work. They're gonna make adjustments. So whether it be on rotations, switches, me just kind of getting out there and contesting on his jump shot, just trying to make life as hard as possible for him and make him work for everything he gets and live with the results.
Nick Mazinski from Belmont University, former teammate of yours. Casey went to Belmont. Strange fact, Coron Johnson. And he remembers he's an assistant coach at Belmont now as well.
Small basketball world, everybody's connected.
And this is a connected unit now with Luther Muhammad in the 5 plugged in. Charlie Pride and Boy Tuach filling out the perimeter. Vidanovic and Lowe will have their hands full with Hiram Harris and Nick Mazinski in the middle. Rob Lowe still troubled by an ankle injury he suffered pre-international break. And for Rob Lowe, he'll have to go again. Those numbers are a little bit down, but in the 7 games that Rob Lowe has played for the Tuatara in 2025, they've got 5 wins. And how Rob Lowe goes really is how the Tuatara track as well. Rob Lowe also caught up with Casey pre-game.
Rob, coming into today's game, we brought Luther Muhammad back into the mix. You played against him last year. It might not be a ton of familiarity with the short practice time, but what can you expect as he assimilates into the team?
Yeah, obviously short amount of practice time this week with him, but he's played in the league before, which is definitely a positive when you're bringing imports in. So I'm excited to go out there and learn with him and get better.
Coming into today's game as well, a nice matchup against Nick Mazinski, one of the leading shot blockers in the league and a powerful force down low. Outside of using your shot to pull him out to the perimeter, how can you take away his effectiveness in tonight's game?
Yeah, he's a really talented player, but he's got to guard a lot of us, and we've got a lot of weapons under our sleeves, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, this matchup between him and Mazinski will be very, very good. You can see Mazinski there, the blocks really stand out as a stat, but both shooting the ball particularly well, and on the glass it's going to be a battle.
A battle and a half. Mazinski plants himself down low. Will the shooting of Rob Lowe draw Mazinski out from the paint, opening up driving lanes for Boy Tuach and for Luther Muhammad? Or will the strength of Nick Mazinski impact Rob Lowe's post game and keep him from going down low as effectively as he can be?
Well, offensive rebounds will be interesting as well. Both teams just haven't been able to get any dominance on the offensive rebounds. Both second last and last, Saints and Tuatara respectively. This is the head-to-head though, and you can see both indifferent in the last 5 games.
Yeah, this has been the worst stretch of the season for the Saints, a little bit up and down without Sheili. Of course, that's going to change things as they go forward. The Tuatara, since they've lost Dave O'Hickey with the injuries to Rob Lowe, it's been difficult for them to find consistency. But now that they have the majority of their unit, remember, still waiting on Dan Fotu, maybe now's the time they stay up, press and go and get going.
Under a minute to go before tip-off. Crew chief for your Barter card referees is Ryan Jones, Sam McFadzean.
Happy birthday, Sam McFadzean.
And Mikey Graham. Cam Glidden, head coach, up against his former coach, and Aaron Young. And this is what it looks like and what it's been like for the Tuatara. Absolutely pounded by the Rams, but then he bounced back nicely against the Rams in Christchurch a week or so ago, and it's unfortunately a loss that they had to take down in Christchurch.
Aaron Young bringing his team back to the sanctuary for his first time as the returning head coach. Having brought this Tuatara squad to 3 consecutive title games, but always coming up short. The Saints decided bringing Young down was their wet path to a title. The Tuatara bringing first-year coach Cam Glidden. A lot of storylines in this one, Bulls.
Yeah, so many matchups as well across the floor. Isaiah Liafa matching up with Luther Muhammad. Just see where they have cross matchups as well. How much switching will go on. Hiram Harris and Tom Vodanovic, that's a matchup. 2 tall blacks.
One of my favorites. I love seeing those dudes going at it.
All effort.
Former teammates.
Those players, former teammates, correct. Will be low on Mazinski to get us underway, and it's the Tuatara win it through low, but Marshall tracks down that ball. So the Saints had the first look at Event Finder Stadium. Another good crowd in here at the North Shore venue. As Liafa operating with Mazinski, drops it off. Right hand is good from Nick Mazinski.
Man, he's been looking so good with that little floater game. Jokic-esque, Hartenstein-esque, either way you put it. You can finish with both hands as well. Such a valuable weapon for a big man to have on the roll.
Low shoots the 3.
I like that action. Just a little misdirection, then re-screen by Tuach for Rob Lowe, but he's unable to get it. Good D by Harris.
Nice look from Marshall to Hiram Harris. And the Saints are off to a quick start.
Hiram Harris comes off that screen with such speed, attacking the rim to get that finish at the cup.
They show the double into Muhammad hard, and they get a turnover to the Saints. Here comes Marshall pushing it to the cup and in. 6-0 Saints early.
Oh, that's a lot of pace for Nick Marshall on that one. Really pushing things through transition, and the defense just can't get set before he gets there.
Pride pulls the trigger.
That should stay here. Nice crash by Tuach, forcing Natai to be unable to corral that.
Tuatara settling for 2 contested 3s to begin. See what they can work.
Wouldn't mind seeing that ball just in the hands of Muhammad a bit more early on this one. Let him get used to it, but they're trying to feed everybody early on.
Vodanovic caught by Pride underneath.
12 on the clock.
Up and in, Charlie Pride, nice work.
I think that shot clock got reset. Thought it was a little bit short, so a bit of extra time for Pride. A nice hand by Tuach.
And it's going to stay with the visitors in white today. Going with the navy strip, the Tuatara. In the corner is Hiram Harris. Mazinski up high. Isaiah Liafa got Muhammad to go down, and it's going to be a rebound to Tuach. Tuach, another 3 ball. This time it's good for the Tuatara.
But much better shot quality. Nice screen by Vodanovic, and Tuach is just able to take a rhythm dribble right into that wide open, cutting that deficit to 1.
Hitting at 38% from downtown on the season. Marshall is an excellent shooter. Was that a bank?
I think it banged off the back of the rim. I couldn't see from our angle.
Hit the heel real hard. Sounded like a bank, but it's money from Nick Marshall.
Off to a good start. Trouble if he's getting his eye in is, ooh, Pride.
Unfortunate. Charlie Pride just broken up from Nick Marshall there, and he collected Pride on the baseline cut, and he stepped out at the same time, did Marshall. That's why the Tuatara have it.
Stay with them. 14 on the shot clock.
Vodanovic, he'll pull the trigger given room.
Just hasn't found the range yet this season. You know, can be such a streaky shooter, and was really critical for the Tuatara shooting last year.
Liafa's rims out. Yeah, just 27% Vodanovic from 3. Natai will pick up the foul on Tuach.
Just a nice attack in transition. Not a lot of space there, but Tuach able to force his way through.
Here is Mario Dougal-Mita checking in for Jordan Natai. He'll match up with Luther Muhammad. Now he picks up Tuach. Vidanovic over Mazinski, who hung off. And Vidanovic says, I'm better than a 27% three-point shooter. I'm going at 50 right now.
Yeah, I like that aggression. Just keep on shooting the ball. He's too good a shooter to stay down for that long, especially good looks like that.
Marshall is getting going early.
If I'm the Tuatara, I might swap Pride for Pride and Tuach. I like Tuach's matchup on Marshall better. Longer, more athletic, can challenge those shots to a higher degree.
Marshall, 7 points, 3 for 3. Rob Lowe, great find from Tuach. Airballed it.
That is uncommon to see Rob Lowe not find the range.
Basinski. Marshall looking to go 4 for 4. Knocks it down, nothing but net. He's got 10 quick points.
He is feeling it. And the Saints are off to a fantastic start because of Nick Marshall carrying that load. Little shot fake. Second challenger does not matter. I am zinging the strings there on fire. Hit the back of the rim on that first triple, but nothing but nylon on that one. 4 for 4 from the field, 10 points, 1 assist for Marshall in the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, Casey caught up with Luther Muhammad before the game to hear how his return to the Sal's NBL is looking.
Luther, great to see you back here in New Zealand. Can you share with us how you've been plying your trade as you've been chasing that basketball dream around the world?
It's been really good. I started in Poland, and then I played like half season in Poland. From Poland, I went to Israel to finish the season on a playoff team, and then from Israel, I came straight here.
Playoffs is always good. Great to have you back once again. But what was it unique about this Auckland Tuatara opportunity that's attracted you to come play for a team that's chasing that elusive championship after 3 near misses?
Not only playing against Tuatara last year and knowing what type of players they bring in and what type of organization it is they always pretty much at the top and chasing the championship, and that's something I want to that's something I want to accomplish.
Luther Muhammad. Can ball will travel. Very good for the Bulls last season. Methodical in the half-court offense set. Zach Riley, second game for the Tuatara. Young man out of Fordham University, the Kiwi, spent 5 years there, from Milford to the Bronx and back.
A little bit different, those spots, a little bit different.
Tuach misses the 3, Pride with the rebound.
Such a good rebounding guard. You have to be aware of his physicality because he's got a nose for the ball.
Tuach to the cup with the right hand.
Explosive, just blows by Brzezinski, who's a bit high on that help coming off the on-ball. Great recognition. That explosive athleticism comes to the forefront to get that bucket.
Here's Liafa finding Harris with his feet set. Rebound Riley. Golden Natai at the bench for the Saints. Nick Marshall fighting through Rob Lowe's screens on Charlie Pride, does a good job. Rob Lowe gets a better look this time from 3 and knocks it down.
He was almost just looked at that shot in disdain. Like, how did I miss that first one? Look at Liafa attack.
Oh, he's in rhythm as Isaiah Liafa on that one.
Oh, I love it when he gets his eye like that. The confidence coming straight back at Zach Riley, saying, you cannot guard me.
Riley waiting for Vidanovic, and that's tough from him. Brzezinski, that presence.
Just a great challenge. Does really well to get that hand up without fouling at the rim late.
Liafa dancing. Harris straight on 3, knocks it down. The Saints are fire from deep.
The triples are dropping. 4 out of 6, 67% for Wellington early.
Here's Tuach. Riley going at Mazinski. 4 to shoot, low. Saints can take a 10-point lead with a 3 here. They're all over Marshall. Too much. In fact, Riley with the push.
They got the hand in the hip there as Marshall changed directions. Hiram Harris and Nick Marsh going to check out of the ball game now. Luther Muhammad checks back in for the Tuatara. If I'm the Tuatara, this is the moment when you might need to make a move. Harris on the bench.
Brzezinski gets the roll. Nick Brzezinski.
That push shot, he has just got his eye in on that. Such a soft touch, and with it coming off the hand, just floats it in again.
Rob Lowe, and one. Just barrels into Nick Brzezinski and says, this is what you can deal with at the other end.
Well, he's been a bit more aggressive on the offensive end than we've seen since before he went down with that ankle injury. And that's me. I just want to show me talking.
That's just a fearsome beard.
Great, we just
had to have another look at it.
It's a lot of red in there, hey.
I think it's the lighting.
The Irish is coming out.
Like in person, people, it's not that red.
What are you talking about?
It's autumnal. Brzezinski again, going to that right hand. They can't stop it.
Leafa completely dekes the defense. Lowe thought he put the shot up. Instead, it's Brzezinski. Just right. He's such a good receiver of the ball, always on the dots or in the dunker spot.
Deep catch for Vidanovic. And that's good. Had Jordan Nata and all sorts of problems there. That's two strong bodies, though.
All because of that deep catch. You get positioned like that, it's easy to get the finish, even against a premier defender like Jordan Nata.
Dougal Mita finds Nata. Not the fact, dude. Nata will set a screen and immediately cut.
Oof, a lot of contact on that one. Vidanovic gets away with it.
Here's Luther Muhammad. They're all over him. You know how dangerous he can be. Coming up on three to go. Zach Riley with three.
Really nice recognition by Riley. Dougal Mita goes under the screen and he doesn't hesitate. He stops, he receives, he pops. Nice pass and screen by Lowe. Good finish by Riley. And now the Saints want to talk about things just a wee bit. Yeah, we take another look at the handoff. Good screen. And I think that might be what Aaron Young's talking about with the officiating crew. That's the movement on that screen.
So Coach Aaron Young spent 3 seasons here coaching the Tuatara to 3 grand final appearances. And then was presented with the opportunity to go to the Saints. And what an opportunity it is for one of the premier clubs in the league.
Hey, we gotta throw in that fucking loose ball, man. Yeah. Get that shit, bounce, bounce, bounce. Let's fucking get that shit. Yeah. Come on now. Those are little moments. We get a couple of those, then we fucking feeling good. That's the way we started, but we're not being consistent with that right now. All right?
Let's go check out what they're doing in the Tuatara timeout, shall we?
If you want to get in a huddle, we get what we get. When you go into the office, you get all the dirty politics.
I don't care who's the one. Whoever brings it. Other guys, we're floppy and we're going to Rob. Tommy V, I want you diving. You guys be ready for uphill dribble handoff if Rob wants to bring it. Doesn't matter yet. We're going to Rob's side, okay? Go to where Robbie. Hey, we put these big guys in foul trouble, we'll be all right. Here we go.
And just a quick apologies for the language used in the Saints huddle. It's on a Sunday afternoon, so we will endeavour just to remind you that we are afforded the opportunity to be able to go into those timeouts. And sometimes the language for your Sunday afternoon isn't quite what you expect.
Yeah, if you don't like it, Sal's kicks that 25. Yourself a large nana, maybe that'll get that taste out of your mouth.
Better than soap.
Much better. Although if Sal's made a soap pizza, I might give it a go.
I reckon it'd actually be really good.
I could see it working.
What about if you had pepperoni soap, salami soap?
Spicy.
We're back to the basketball. Marshall picks up his dribble in a little bit of trouble with
Bad place to pick it up. Oh, is that close to backcourt?
Very close, but it wasn't. 9 on the shot clock, and that's just tough defense from the Tuatara, especially out of a timeout. Hiram Harris back, Dougal Mita sits.
And I love Hiram Harris against pressure like that because you can give it to your power forward and he can initiate offense. But that was a nice defensive effort out of the timeout. Saints need to be ready for that pressure moving forward.
Harris, left hand. And Vidanovic is going to be called for the foul.
Hiram Harris and Tommy V love to go at one another. They enjoy the contest. A lot of love between those two, but a lot of competitiveness as well. Harris right at him, right into the body. I mean, pretty good D by Vidanovic. I think Harris created a lot of that. But the benefit of the doubt goes to the aggressiveness offensively.
Hiram Harris on the season. He is a 74% foul shooter, 9th in the league in steals, averages a double-double of 14.4 and 10.8 coming into round 10. And 11 and 8 and 4 assists on Friday night. 2:30 to go in the first quarter. Tuach, the Tuatara down 4. Vidanovic. Oh, Zach Riley crashing the glass.
He's just got a nose for it. He's a tough kid, man. That was a rebound on Hiram Harris. Not many rooks do that.
That's the 4th offensive rebound.
Oh, that's tough. Heck of a block, though. Change of direction by Muhammad, clears the space, but Harris gets a hand on it.
Marshall picks up his dribble. It's Mazinski. Will he go to that right hand? He goes to the left. Contact, but no whistle. Aaron Young wants a call.
I like the no call. I think that was good defense physically with the chest by Vidanovic.
Here's Lowe, giving it to Muhammad. What can these two conjure up for the Tuatara? Sees the double, does Lowe. Muhammad for 3. Rebounded by Hiram Harris, minute 38.
Muhammad just feeling his way in, just the second shot of the game, 0 for still.
Hiram Harris spinning, Liafa has it. Dancing with Rob Lowe, pulls the trigger. Tuach with the rebound.
Good footwork to create that space. They just couldn't get that shot in rhythm as he's had a few earlier. Vidanovic in the post, can they work him against Marshall?
And we got a foul. Nick Marshall will be called for it.
I didn't want to foul. I think just a little bit handsy. Just too pushy. He's fighting hard down low, but you got Mazinski right there. You don't really need to worry about that because there's a lot of help, but you love the effort.
Nick Barrow, straight offense-defense swap.
I really wanted to see Barrow go up against Mazinski.
Yeah.
That was a lineup of dudes with big heads that I thought would work out well.
Here is Barrow, one of the great role players in the league. So dependable, as Muhammad's jumper is a bit long.
I'd like to see him coming off the on ball a little bit more. He works much better with the roller.
Nick Marshall is feeling himself in this first quarter. He is absolutely driving in on that Tuatara defense at any opportunity.
She's got a lot of pace when he's coming through there. Just a lot of pace pushing that one down. And he's got Zach Riley trying to shuffle the feet, create it. That game clock was running for about an extra 7 seconds there after that whistle.
It's back to what it should be at 58-1. I think it was about a minute 6 before the foul. Zach Riley, son of Brad Riley, Tall Blacks legend. Good to see him back playing in the Sal's NBL after a collegiate career at Fordham. Nick Marshall is with the Adelaide 36ers, who seem to have made some interesting moves of late in the Aussie NBL. He's now with the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers.
That's something. Had to take that Nick Marshall money and give it to Bryce Cotton.
Makes 2, Nick Marshall. He's got 12. He'll take a seat. 12 of the 27 for the Tuatara. Next best is Mazinski's 6. Barrow looking for Riley. Single digits on the shot clock. Riley, great swing pass on the baseline to Charlie Pride in the corner.
Well delivered. That pass is right in the shooting pocket. Catch, release, a difficult angle, but he makes it work. Just a 1-possession game now.
Liafa does really well to walk the dog with the ball right up to half court. Slight differential. The shot clock is off now. And then we're just going to correct that.
That was a mistake. There should be about 13 on the shot clock. Unfortunate lack of communication on the score bench there.
They've been having some problems with the venue through most of the Rapid League, if not all of the Rapid League.
They blamed it on Sky.
Did they?
They said the Sky Connect came in and messed everything up.
Ah, okay.
Always our fault.
Funny, Sky wouldn't come in and broadcast these games. They could have a game. I'm sure that's how it works, right?
So we've got 14 seconds on the shot clock, a 2.8-second differential.
Seven, Liafa, kicking it out. Goal, too strong. And we've got a whistle. And then it's down the other end.
No, it's not going to be bonus yet.
No, it's not, but it's going to be back down where Tom Vodanovic had it.
And not a terrible foul.
A very smart foul. Just the fourth team foul in this quarter, of course, so smart moves from the Saints.
I might be throwing deep to Tom Vodanovic here, see if he can get a catch turnaround.
Pride gets a clean look. Kenny puts it up. Back of the iron. That will do us for the first quarter. And it's up and down. A high-scoring affair for these two teams. 27-24. The Wellington Saints with a three-point lead, powered by the 12 points by Nick Marshall, and Casey Frank is with Isaiah Liafa.
Offense came off going really well to start that quarter, Isaiah. How do you guys keep that flow going in the second?
Just keep moving the ball, second side action, third side action, make them play D and, kind of make them cause rotations.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second quarter. The Tuatara down by 3 to the Saints, 27-24. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back to Event Finder Stadium. And it is Aaron Young. Welcome back to Event Finder Stadium, Aaron Young. How does it feel to be coaching against your old team?
I mean, right now I'm just focused on us being consistent. That's something that's really let us down as a club and, in different moments. So, that's where my focus is right now.
Offensively, great efficiency in that first quarter. What does it stem from, in your opinion?
Just throwing, playing out of next actions. The ball's not sticking. We're trusting each other. We just got to continue to do that ball. We're not a team that plays selfish, but when we do, issues arise.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate your time. Tua, Pride, Vodanovic, Lowe, and Muhammad out there for the Tuatara.
That's what I want to see more of.
We've got that working, and it's Vodanovic on the offensive glass.
I can't wait to see that partnership between Muhammad and Rob Lowe really start to develop. Muhammad coming off with that kind of speed. Rob Lowe with that hard cut to the basket. Great position, and that enables Tom Vodanovic to get down there and find great position because Hiram Harris has to come over to help. Excellent box out. Muzinski doesn't give up on the play, gets it, and a lot of fun going on after that whistle.
Apologies if you're a lip reader. And I think Tom Vodanovic had a message for Muzinski, who might have a wiggly tooth after that encounter down low. Look at Nick Marshall go.
Speedy.
He is feeling it, and he just can't get the roll.
A little bit of contact. He thought he wanted the whistle, but doesn't get it. Muhammad somehow keeps that ball.
Here's Tuach. 3 offensive rebounds in the first quarter for Tuach. Brzezinski cleans it up with a rebound himself. Nick Marshall again.
Pulls it back, had no numbers.
And we got a tee on Dougal Meter. Ryan Jones had heard enough.
No, I think
Dougal
that's
Meter's
on Tuach. I think that's on...
No, he signaled number 12. So Ryan Jones heard something. Might have thought it came from Dougal Meter.
Okay, I was just confused because he's down on the other side. Huh. Well, Ryan Jones, watch out, because that trigger's quick today, baby.
Maybe he's just had enough of the Saints because he had to referee them on Friday night as well.
There is a carryover. The one thing that you always have to remember are officials are real human beings, and if you keep giving them the business, they will give you the business back.
All tied up at 27. Aaron Young back in that building. Just a slight delay here while we wait for the score bench and
Not sure what the chat's about. I think they're just trying to make sure that the T foul is on the person it's supposed to be on.
Well, this game is certainly as advertised as well, which is just fantastic. For the Tuatara, the addition of Luther Muhammad, how do you evaluate how it's gone so far? We're just getting an update from Ryan Jones. Casey will update us.
Yeah, just an early foul was called on Jordan Atai, but unfortunately it wasn't actually on him, it was on Nick Brzezinski. So Brzezinski is now on 2 personal fouls.
Well, that's an interesting development because he's got your centre there with 2 fouls early in the second quarter as Marshall picks up his dribble. Now it's with Liafa with 6 to shoot. And good defense. And then Rob Lowe goes down.
Well, good sell by Rob Lowe, because I can guarantee if he doesn't want to get knocked down by Hiram Harris there, he can stay standing, but feels the contact, goes down hard, and might be paying the price for it. Shoulders looking a little worse for wear.
He just pops up with a smile.
See this rebound, he grabs that, and he can probably hold it, but just collapses a wee bit. Good core strength on display there.
Dylan Wilkie in the game for the Tuatara. Jordan Nartai's out there for the Saints.
Got Brzezinski on Bogdanovic now. Hiram Harris on Rob Lowe with that popping action.
Rob Lowe's got some chat for Bogdanovic and maybe Hiram Harris. He gives the Tuatara a lead.
Not a bad contest, but just too small to notice.
Liafa, pretty. Just hung in the air.
Like the aggression. Zaya Liafa really being a bit more consistent to the rim. Settled for threes a couple nights ago early on. Got hot eventually, but I like this attacking on the basket. You know, this is a team that really needs somebody to come with Nick Marshall more consistently. Marshall with 12 points, Hiram Harris with 6, Brzezinski with 6, and now Liafa with 5.
Well, this is a team that is second last in rim protection, just 2.5 blocks a game for the Tuatara.
Yeah, Rob Lowe just 5 blocks this season. Bit surprising for the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, defending.
Bogdanovic as Lowe gets an offensive board. These two teams aren't very good on the offensive glass, but at the moment it's the Tuatara with success as Rob Lowe's shot goes over the backboard.
It's still live.
Didn't touch the back, rather the shot clock, so it will be the Saints ball who probably turn it over. And it's Muhammad for 3.
Can't get that eye. It's allowed, the ball's allowed to hit the top of the backboard. If it doesn't hit anything on the backside, it's a live ball. And 1.
That counts. Hiram Harris at the other end.
Well, the pace has quickened. Got a little bit of mercury in this bad boy. Nice
and down.
Nice attack there by Harris, and I like the patience. Comes to that jump stop and sort of freezes the defense before finding a little bit of contact on the finish.
8 points for Harris, 3 rebounds for him. Bogdanovic sits, Josh Ledger off the bench and in. Luther Muhammad still looking for his shot. He's 0 for 4 so far in this game. Just the 1 assist. What can only be described as a din at Event Finder Stadium works to effect.
The sanctuary crowd doing its job.
Here is Josh Ledger. Luther Muhammad. Can he get the drop? He can.
Just needs one. Just needs one. And now let's see Luther Muhammad start to feel a little comfortable.
Nice read by Liafa, but shut down by Lowe. Pass is too low. Oh, Luther Muhammad off the floor and up and Adam at the other end. Ledger saves it. And Luther Muhammad drags out a couple of bands.
Oh, he is the worst. He does not feel great after that.
Oh my.
Young fella, how you doing, young fella? Check on him.
That is the full experience at Event Finder Stadium. He found some events, that is for sure.
Basketball in 3D, young boy.
Luther Muhammad.
Young boy.
Smash.
He's got a smile on his face. Welcome to the basketball. Everybody's having a good time. Somebody get that man a new drink. Well, young man, make it a soda.
Basinski back in the game. Nice drop off by Liafa and a nice roll. Nick Basinski, my, that's impressive. 8 for him.
I like that attack Rob Lowe in the post. Don't let him get a day off down there just because he's a good defender. You gotta bring the game to him.
Riley trying to find Rob Lowe.
That definitely got hit by a Saint. That definitely got hit by Basinski. He's got a big laugh on his face. If we got a replay of that, it was sort of maybe an awkward angle for the officials, but from my angle, looked definite that was hit by a Saint. So they got a jump ball now. We'll take another look at it. You see Zach Riley with the freeze. It's going to go right off Basinski's leg there, and then the hand of Naitai. But they couldn't tell, officials didn't see it, so it's a jump ball, possession to the Saints.
I've seen that look from my kids on Basinski. Like, I'm going to get away with this. And they do, because they get the ball on the possession arrow, and they knock down that three.
Well, that's a big shift of momentum. Get that stop, and now a 4-point lead instead of a Tuatara opportunity to take the lead.
Nick Marshall isn't everything.
Well, I love the energy. Really imposing his will on the ball game, lifting his pace of play, lifting his aggressiveness on both ends of the court. Without Sheili, you know, that needs to be done as a collective. And it looks like as a collective, that's what this Saints team is doing right now.
Luther Muhammad takes a seat. Boy, Tuach back in the game. Wilkie for three. Knocks that down, Dylan Wilkie. You do not want him getting hot.
Well, both the teams shooting very well. That's 7 for 19, 37% for the Tuatara. How about the Saints at 5 for 9, though?
Tuach! Oh, what a block!
What
Nick
a block!
Basinski!
Oh, hustle back, big boy, and give him the thumbs up. Look at this, chimes it well. He's got his back to him, and he says, oh, yeah? Let me get that. Then off the hands of Tuach, just beautifully timed. You can see why he had 5 blocks the other night as one of the premier shot blockers in the competition this year.
Saints with a 4-point lead. 5:37 to go in the second quarter at Event Finder. Sam Gold. Riley has it. Tuach on the baseline. Hanging. Gets the roll, he does, and he'll head to the Chemist Warehouse line.
My Lord, does that jump stop cover some space. Holy cow.
I know you love his athleticism, Casey, because you sat forward in your chair on that baseline.
When he's grabbing to the cup, anything can happen. He's on that short list of high flyers in this league that are appointment television. Carlin Davidson certainly on that. Got to a little bit of Miles Gibson maybe. But he doesn't get the 3-point play, but the rebound comes back.
Ledger couldn't quite get it. Liafa has it though. Tuatara up 1. Liafa finds Naitai. Tries to find Basinski. Other side, it works just as well.
How about the offensive aggression of Nick Basinski? coming off that 22-point performance, season high. He's already up to 10 today, 5 for 7 from the field.
He and Marshall leading scorers for the Saints. Tuach. Marshall has 12, leads all scorers.
That's the 21st three for the Tuatara in the first half.
Deep three, tracked down by Ledger.
Tuatara needs a few more looks on the rim.
Riley to the cup and in. Nice work from Rob Lowe. Realizes the guard had it, drifted to the corner just to make that defender stay on him a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely heads up play, clearing the space out, understanding the gravity he holds on the court.
Liafa. Gold. Nice block. Rob Lowe with it.
5-on-4 break. We've got to be aggressive.
He will be aggressive. And he gets another and one. Boy, Tuach.
Well, all starts with the shot block by Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe's asking for a sub. He needs a little blow for about a minute or so. They're going to call a timeout instead and keep him out there.
So the Saints call time, and the Tuatara have a 1-point lead, rather a 3-point lead. And the Saints, second game of round 10, Coach Aaron Young only had 78, their second lowest offensive output on the season. And he and the Saints want to talk about it.
With our D-trans, we sprint back, and we got a better wall earlier. I know we're fucking trying to close it off, but we're not doing a good enough job. Defensively, there's still moments where we're over-helping and Robbie's killing us on the boards. If you're in the fight with him, it's got to be someone else that gets the rebound. Have a better awareness and go and get that shit. They're making the 50-50 plays right now. That's all it is. 50-50s. Hey, offensively with this group, play snap, 4, flip. You two. Here we go.
Saints on 3, 1, 2, 3, Saints. Box out here. One shot.
Up the wires, the Warriors and Raiders, round 10, rather round 12 is round 10 here. Round 12, coverage begins at 5 p.m., kickoff 6 o'clock. And that's live on Sky Sport 1.
You got to juggle a lot of sports in that dome of yours and Moles. You got the league, you got the rugby, you got the basketball. I only watch the bouncing ball. Makes it easier for me. I watch a bit of the walls. A little bit. That ball bounces too.
Apologies for the language again. Slip that in. Tuach at the Chemist Warehouse line with an and one opportunity. Makes it count. 7 offensive rebounds for the Tuatara, 0 for the Saints.
Neither team really affecting things defensively. I like the zone, a little bit of a change-up.
Harris going at Ledger. Nice work, changes shoulders and goes over his right.
Lovely footwork there. The spin move, but keeping that pivot foot, creating that space so Ledger can't contest it well enough.
Riley. Tuach again and another and one. That's his third. And is that on Mazinski? That's number 3 on him.
I mean, I thought Mazinski was in pretty good position. Looks like Tuach is creating this. Let's take another look at it. He's right there. I mean, I just don't know what Nick Mazinski's supposed to do there.
That's not on Mazinski.
That's just really good. The foul's on Natai's part, pardon me.
And that's his second. Tuach misses the foul shot, but another offensive rebound, the 8th for the Tuatara.
And the second on a missed free throw. That is not getting the 50-50 balls that Coach Aaron Young was asking for.
Forced turnover, though. That's the 3rd of the Tuatara. Marshall again. He loves this matchup.
Man, that is quick. In transition, he is a blur. That defense is scrambling. And young Zach Riley just could not stop it.
Left-hand finish gives him 14 and a half. Charlie Pride. Hiram Harris. Saints can take the lead with a 3 ball. Marshall.
Oh, he felt good on that. You can see the body language. He's feeling it. He's off to a fantastic start. 14 points on just 7 shots. 5 for 7 from the field.
Bogdanovic. Hiram Harris with the ball.
Tuatara just struggling when they're not getting to the cup. They have to stay aggressive. Too many threes.
Brzezinski on the rip through, just got Josh Ledger reaching there.
Just the second team foul of the quarter. Luther Muhammad checking back in for Riley. Rob Lowe about to check back in for Josh Ledger.
Nartai. 6 to shoot. Marshall with the runner. Mazinski gets an offensive board, the first for the Saints.
A little left-hand tip, using that right hand to hold off the defenders.
That was pretty. The ball movement, Bogdanovic knocks that 3 down.
That shot's so much different than the previous Bogdanovic 3. That penetration with the pass by Muhammad, the defense shifts, and then Bogdanovic has that wide open look on the kick out.
They only attempt 30.5 on average.
Not today, baby.
They're 8 for 24 in this first half. The Tuatara.
Oh, that's travel called. Bogdanovic gets right in front.
And this is against a three-point team of the Wellington Saints, who are very, very good. In fact, they're first in the league at defending the three-point line, percentage-wise, holding teams to under 29%. Luther Muhammad off the glass and in.
What a finish, gets that kiss. A little exploratory dribble, defense drops back enough for him to get the finish.
Marshall. Nartai in the corner, rebounded by Tom Bogdanovic. They want a BNZ player timeout. Cam Glidden telling Luther Muhammad about it.
And this has been interesting. The last few weeks, we've seen teams call this at around 45 seconds because it shifts the balance of the clock. Now this becomes, that shot clock goes straight to 14 seconds in the half court, and now it shifts and becomes a 2-for-1. They can use the entirety of the possession and still have 2-for-1.
Well, he didn't because he waited until he went over half court.
Ooh.
So we got him at 19. That's why he was telling him to do it as he got over half. So a little play there from the Tuatara. That's really smart move from Cam Glidden, head coach of the Tuatara. Shot clock down to 10 now. Here's Luther Muhammad. Operating with Lowe, goes into the chest of Mazinski and gave him a block.
That's great. Just his great length. He doesn't even jump there, but he's got such great arm length, and he's able to block it anyway. Going to be one last possession after this shot, about a 6-second differential.
Tuatara knocked away by Boy Tuach. Pride has it. 10 to shoot. Tuach to the cup and in.
Timeout called. Oh, Cam Glidden.
Cam Glidden is furious.
I think Nick Marshall was pretty close to getting a tee there. Cam Glidden's furious because Nick Marshall didn't have the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
You cannot call a player timeout without the ball in your hand. You have to have possession. But
we've got a timeout. Now,
how do we have a timeout?
How do we have a timeout? You can't call a timeout after a BNZ player timeout. So this is interesting.
So Aaron Young saying he called it on the make.
So did he call it off the make? And Hiram Harris is saying just come back.
We've seen the Saints have already gotten one tee. We see Coach Aaron Young getting into the officiating as well.
We don't want the pass there. You're going to be in the line for it. We're going to make the pass to here. Okay? Luther, as soon as the pass is in there, you're going to bounce back off. Chuck or whoever that, we'll guard that. Keep it sideline. Boy, you got the middle. We're going to be in our black. If we get a high post touch or a dribble penetration in the keyway, then we match up the closest man. Okay. What you got?
Sixth on the clock.
You right, Rob? If
You want to burn a foul? We got 2 again.
no one V. Hey, you four here. If you want to burn a foul with 3 seconds, do it. And then when they go back, we're man. Once they use it again, we're man. Okay?
You gotta go for ball. You gotta go for ball. You gotta go for ball.
And make it a game play. Here we go.
Well, 6
Hey, get
seconds
that
left
rebound.
on the clock.
We got
That's been a bit of time's been added. The timeout was from the bench on the make. There was no player timeout. That's where the confusion lies. So now the Saints have the ball back in the half court, all the way back there. They can use a player timeout here to get it up into the front court. But I don't think you're allowed to follow a timeout with a timeout. I know you can't follow a player timeout with an official timeout, and I think it goes the other way. You have to get that in bounds and then call the timeout afterwards.
You have to trigger the play to a player inside
Semantics.
the court.
But anyway, BNZ, thanks for giving us a chance to scan that QR code for a chance to win tickets to this season's games.
Here we go, Marshall, 3 to shoot. Marshall with the left hand. And 2 shots coming up for Nick Marshall.
Well, his stellar first half continues. 14 points, 5 for 8 from the field. So it'll be his 3rd and 4th attempts from the stripe. And he just gets in there. Yeah, good call. Body from Rob Lowe, not in great defensive position. Gets him with the hip. Just gonna be the 12th and 13th free throws of this game.
Nick Marshall at the line is a 73% foul shooter. And he has been perfect so far at the Chemist Warehouse. He's 2 for 2. There's the Kobe Grinches as well.
Yeah, my Grinch game isn't up to par, but they look pretty clean. Point 4 on the clock. Tuatara have a player timeout left as well. No, they do not. They used it already. Excuse me. But they have a real timeout that they'll use.
So it's the Tuatara with the timeout, and then it will be their ball in the front court with point 4, enough for a catch and shoot.
Definitely enough time for a tip. You got Rob Lowe out there. You got Boy Tuach out there.
Boy Tuach coming from the wing side.
It's a little Rob Lowe on a fake. Everybody goes to that. Backdoor action the other way. So, well, nice turnaround by the Tuatara.
A 5-point lead here.
Tuatara down 3 at quarter time, have turned it around in the 3rd. Part of it's because they found a little bit of form from deep. The Saints, however, their 3-point shot has dropped off. They were 5 for 7 at one point. They're now 5 for 13.
Isaiah Liafa, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Charlie Pride, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. The starting 5s of the 2 teams are always thereabouts. The South NBL, especially for the Tuatara last 3 times they've been in the grand final. Steel Mystics tomorrow night from 7:30 following the crowd goes wild. What a matchup that will be. Sky Sport 1. Here we go. Did not advance the ball, and it will be Isaiah Liafa, who has an unexpected catch and shoot situation, but that is half-time here at Event Finder Stadium. Nick Marshall will be joining Casey Frank momentarily to hear about that first half of basketball that he and the Saints had.
You had an excellent, efficient first half. What do you turn that? What do you give that to? Why are you playing so well in that one?
Oh, it's just being ready for my opportunity, taking the shots when they're there, really. We just got to be better on defense. That's what we need right now.
Speaking of defensively, the Tuatara made a run late. What do you think the key is to slow down some of the efficiency they're getting from Tuach?
Transition, we're going to get back on defense, and then limiting the O-boards. Like Rob Lowe grabbed a couple, and then they got some kickouts, and we're just playing out of closeouts. So we just need to take care of those, and we'll be good.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half. And it looks like my second interview didn't make it, so back to you, Andrew Mulligan.
Oh, that's disappointing, Casey, but I too would probably skip your interviews. Actually, he's coming because we've got one of the best floor managers around And boy, two arches with Casey Frank.
Boy, slow start for the Tuatara, but the bounce back offensively, where helped the Tuatara find their feet on that side?
I think it helped us most on defense. You know, our defense intensity is up, and then we're getting also fast breaks at the end of the offensive end.
Speaking of fast breaks, the transition game of the Saints has been pretty good. What can the Tuatara do to slow them down in that area?
Honestly, we just got to slow down their point guard. You know, once he slow him down a bit, he don't really have a sub that's coming in and, you know, picking up his slack. So I think that's where we're winning on that one.
Awesome. Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half.
Casey Frank and boy Tuach will head us to halftime, and it's the Tuatara powered by the offensive rebounding of 8 boards. And we'll come back and look at more of the stats after halftime.
DC. And he gets encouraged. 1 point already in the bag. Next one. Which one has more characters in total? You can ask the crowd if you want. Who's going to get? He's going to Marvel. Good confidence. Correct. 70,000 plus characters versus 10,000. Right, next one. Anyone here from anywhere? Which one has the highest value? He's going Marvel. Let's go.
Glidden and the Tuatara up at half-time by 5, 51-46. And powered by the work on the glass. They have a +4 advantage on rebounds, but a +7 one on the offensive glass, and that has given them 11 more shot attempts in that first half of basketball, Casey Frank.
Yeah, the only real area that the Tuatara couldn't really get it going was from the free throw line, where they're just 50%. And that's kept it a little bit closer than they would like, but we've seen players on both teams really step up their efficiency. Seen some incredibly efficient performances from Marshall and Muzinski and Hiram Harris. Between the three of them, they've only missed 5 shots total. Taking a look at some of the highlights. Let's start with this man here. Nick Marshall in transition, 16 points, 5 for 6 from the field.
Guys, thanks for jumping out. We've got a little giveaway here before we start off our second half. Up on screen, we've got a cool little machine here. You guys get to play along. Our three contestants here will be guessing alternating which one it is. Now, here's a little tease one. Let's have a look. It is the cup here, and it'll go round and round.
Welcome back to Event Finder Stadium, and the Nick Mazinski show in the first half for the Saints was an absolute classic Mazinski offensive output with those nice push-shots off either hand and the ability to get into the key and disrupt the Tuatara defense with that length.
And when he's shooting that little push shot like that, such a offensive threat. But just as important is the 4 blocks he's had in tonight's game. In his last 3 games, 2 of those, he's had 5 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks. His season high is 6. I feel like that might be in threat today if the big fella is able to stay out of foul trouble.
Tuatara 51 points in that first half. Saints came out and really took it to them. And they managed to absorb that and then build on a little lead here of 5. Saints coming off a loss on Friday night to the Phi. Much better offensive output. The Phi will drag you down into a slugfest with their pace. And the Tuatara, though, have a much faster pace about them. Yeah, Saints, 46, but shooting 53% on the road on a back-to-back really is good effort.
Just got to find a way to create some more possessions. A 7 rebound discrepancy on the offensive end, 8-1 to the Tuatara favor. 1 more turnover, and just not creating the possession game in their favor. If they can do that, I think they might have a chance to win this one down the stretch. If not, it's going to be the Tuatara going away.
Rob Lowe with Hiram Harris on him. Luther Muhammad's 2 of 7 in that first half. Now he spins into the contact. Make it 3 for 8. Tough shot, Luther Muhammad.
A lot of contact, but he has an ability to finish at really awkward angles despite that, with a kiss off the glass that time.
Mazinski to Nartai. Jordan Nartai knocks that 3 down.
Wouldn't mind to see Jordan get a little bit aggressive offensively. He's so talented, but he's happy to fit in and just do the little things. I think they could use a bit of that scoring magic.
In and out for Vodanovic. Had time as well.
Yeah, Mazinski's he's playing with fire. He's not coming out all the way, giving that a pretty decent look. And depending on his length to contest.
There's that push shot, left hand from Mazinski.
I mean, just so soft with the left. Not a natural lefty, but he's able to get that shot from there. He releases so quick, really tough.
He moves to 14. Muhammad stepping back. Oh, that's tough over Mazinski.
I mean, great challenge. Basically gives him a high 5 on that, but Luther Muhammad's footwork impeccable to create that space and get that shot down.
There's Nartai kicking it out. Liafa with 7 on the shot clock. Up high comes Mazinski. Steps back over Muhammad. Off to the left. And that will be Tuatara ball.
Tuatara playing a little bit more through Luther Muhammad to start the second half. And a bit more offensive at arm ball.
Oh, Muhammad, easy as you like. He's 3 for 3 in the second half.
Well, Liafa just anticipates the screen. More concerned about it going that way. The nice read by Muhammad to take that easy layup on the baseline.
Liafa again operating with Mazinski. They shut it down. Nartai on the drive. And one. The strength of Jordan Nato on the baseline.
How does that ball go in, man? Hits the bottom of the rim and somehow bounces up. Just the strength of the man. Nice use of that shot fake. Got to be concerned about the drive. Muhammad comes out too quick. There's the contact. Blocks it and somehow still finds a way into the net. Always better to be lucky than good.
Missed the end one from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Muhammad in and out on Marshall, sticks with him on the hip and turns it over. Nato read that play nicely, trying to find Tuach. Now it's Hiram Harris. Muhammad picks him up. Liafa with the up fake, stepping through, puts it up and in.
Well, just nobody in the middle there to challenge. Making a difficult shot for Liafa, just a tad bit easier on the runner.
Vodanovic for three.
Just getting those triples up, the 26th of the ball game now.
Liafa.
Hiram Harris gets away with an illegal screen there. He's moving and has that back hip, normally gets whistled. Didn't that time.
Tuach looking to back down Liafa, who's a stout defender on the block as a guard. Now Tuach for three. Marshall with the rebound.
Defense is tough right now for the Saints. They've shut down penetration, forcing the Tuatara into contested jumpers.
Marshall, left-hand drive, spins to the right.
Oh, that's nice.
Pretty from Nick Marshall.
That's nice. Tuach just over-anticipates him going to the other side. Didn't realize that's where the Rob Lowe help was, enabling Marshall to hit the spin cycle to come back for the finish and tie it up.
Ties it at 57. Muhammad on the weak side, pulls the trigger on the three, can't get the roll.
Yeah, the iron unkind from deep for him. That's his third look. Hasn't been able to hit, but he's 5 for 8 from inside the arc.
Mazinski couldn't grab that, and it's going to be Liafa's foot that was out of bounds.
Yeah, the foot or possibly the basketball hitting on the line before it goes through, but we're going to get a timeout to the Tuatara. Cam Glidden wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a different offensive strategy for the next few minutes, I think.
Just over 4 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Decision in 2-3 seconds, then move it. 2-3 seconds each, that's all you got. Yo, empty side, challenge the reject, but if not, come over. Ping it across. Cut, dribble handoff, then it comes back to you in the middle. That's how we play, but everything's live. Hey, what do you want here? Everything's live. When it gets back to the middle, we're going to hit the big guy here. Elbow, we're going to play zoom. You're going to fly off. They're expecting the screen. You're going to dive, cut. Fly off, dive. Look at that back cut. If not, play this really deep one. Zoom out of the elbow. Hey, they punched us first. We didn't make it up. We got another chance. Let's go. 2 more minutes, then subs are coming in. Make it good.
You hear Cam Glidden. The Saints came out swinging. The Tuatara have taken those shots, but do they have some way to come back from it? 4 minutes gone in this quarter. And the Tuatara, only 6 points to the 11 scored by the Saints.
Vodanovic gets us underway with Luther Muhammad. Muhammad pull-up, tough shot. Sam Gold saved it eventually. Dougal Mita had it. Gives it to Hiram Harris. Initiating the offense through Harris. In fact, he's taken the offense over. Charlie Pride looking up ahead. Rob Lowe. Easy for Rob Lowe over a shorter Hiram Harris, but that strength of Harris on show.
Tough cover, though. If he gets that catch on the block, he doesn't have to get any closer. He could just get to that right-hand hook, and Harris has no chance to contest it because of the length difference.
Sam Gold knocking down the three.
Big shot, young fella. Catch and shoot, nice little penetration. Draws the defense enough to get him that feel.
Vidanovic, nice little action there with Luther Muhammad. Got Sam Gold on his shoulder. And Tom Vidanovic will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, just came through with a lot of pace down to the baseline end there. Harris and Liafa head to the bench as Nata and Dewhurst come in. Josh Ledger going to come in for Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe, he's had some extended time on the bench. They're not milking him to the same level. You can, he got that wrist taped up. Had that ankle injury a few months ago. You can tell he's not quite where he wants to be. Physically, that is. I mean, he loves being here in the gym.
Yeah, absolutely. Vidanovic missing the first. Makes the second, ties it back up at 60. Tuach in the backcourt with the foul on Natai.
Oh my, that looked like pretty good D.
That's his third. Riley comes in for him.
That's unfortunate because Tuach has been just really key to everything the Tuatara are doing. His athleticism is just something they don't have across their roster to a high degree. So they depend on him bringing it to a high level each and every possession.
Marshall, here's Gold. Marshall left it short. Charlie Pride with the rebound.
A nice challenge by Pride, but that's too deep. That shot's exactly what Marshall wants. They're lucky he missed.
Pride, this is that 3. Contested 3 early in the shot clock.
Sam Hole playing with fire on that baseline. The ball gets a little slipperier the closer you get to the base.
Here's Natai. They show the double on him. Good hands from Luther Muhammad.
Well, he timed that well. He waits for the second that Natai, changes his head and just sprints over, closing that gap quickly. Just 9 seconds on the shot clock now. Sees he's there, bang, right into it. Sees he doesn't have vision of him.
Sam Gold
moves without the basketball. And a beautiful find from Jordan Natai. Just barely has any vision of him, but is able to drop it right into the breadbasket for the Gold finishing attempt. Ledger fouls him on the head from behind. It's the 3rd foul on the Tuatara in the quarter, just 1 on the Saints up to this point.
Sam Gold's really good energy off the bench. Averages about 17 minutes, 17 and a half. This is the second. He's got 3 points, 4 points, 3 rebounds. A lot of action off the ball at the moment. Here's Zach Riley. 7 seconds. Ledger, long! Long 3, corner ball!
Yes, Josh Ledger shoots that with confidence. I gotta look through the stats. I don't think he's hit a 3 yet this season.
Marshall, off the cut, no good. Felt like he got hit.
There's a lot of physicality out there today.
Here comes Muhammad.
He thought he got hit on the hand, but the block gets counted for Muzinski. Nice hand by Ledger. Unfortunately, Vidanovic just can't control it.
My, Luther Muhammad.
There's an explosive cut to the basket. And it looks like he's right on the foul. He tells him immediately, that's a foul. Players make great officials on their own contact.
Natai looking to back down. Pride. Nice find to Muzinski.
Well, just connected on the baseline. Natai's really looking to be a facilitator. He's not trying to score too much. Great look.
Nice from Charlie Pride. And the feed from Riley was pretty.
That's really bad defense by the Saints. They got 4 defenders back. They're all ball watching. That's why that backdoor cut works.
Natai looking more aggressive in this 3rd quarter. Has it swatted. Vidanovic over the top. Here's Zach Riley. Vidanovic.
Oh, that's not a good call. He missed that one. That was Dougal Meada just ran into his teammate Muzinski, and they're blaming it on Zach Riley. Maybe there's a push that I didn't see. We'll take another look at it. The shot comes up, but it's just teammate on team. I mean, I don't see what that foul is. He does touch the back of Muzinski a little bit, I guess.
Maybe he felt he pushed Muzinski into Dougal Meada.
But
from that angle.
I got to disagree with that one.
Hiram Harris. The Arfa's back in the game, as is Muhammad. In and out. Riley with it. Muhammad hanging. Luther Muhammad will go to the line to shoot two.
Well, he's picking up the work rate. He's up to 10 points now. He's had 13 shots. But we haven't seen the facilitation that we normally expect from him. You know, it's been a lot of rip and goes. He's just I think he's got a bit more gravity coming out on ball. But we haven't seen as much of that as I anticipated.
Well, perhaps just the way that the Bulls played last couple of seasons under Sebastian Gleim, which is more of a half-court, structured offense. This Tuatara team is set to push. Maybe that's why we haven't really seen a lot of that looks. Because they are just ripping and going, as you say.
And the free throw stripe, the Chemist Warehouse has not been kind. Of course, every point counts at the Chemist Warehouse. Luther Muhammad didn't count that one because BB&Z is partnered with Chemist Warehouse for the Hoops in Schools program. Every shot made adds to the kitty. Put a hoop in a school or a park near you.
0 for 2 on that trip.
I guess that's not adding anything to the kitty for Chemist Warehouse.
Liafa to Harris. Ken Vodanovic for having a battle all game.
That's got to be a carry. And it is. Oh, foul called. Well, the carry was called on the far side. Sam McFadden on the far side called the carry. On the short side, a foul was called by Ryan Jones.
Zach Riley's called for the foul. So it will be Ngatai at the line.
Well, they missed that sub. Charles Pride, you can't check in between subs in FIBA basketball. The officials have missed this one. Pride wasn't there on time. You have to wait till the second one's missed. But everybody's just a bit preoccupied at the moment.
Makes the second. Tuatara lead by 1. How much longer will Rob Lowe sit? We'll wait until the fourth quarter to bring him back. Luther Muhammad with Dougal Meada. Good defense. Vodanovic with 5 to shoot.
Another three-point shot on that fake. I think Vodanovic has the drive if he wants it. Rob Lowe steps up. He looks like he might check in for the last minute.
Liafa knocks that 3 down, gives them a 2-point lead.
Isaiah Liafa, we saw the other night. He doesn't have to be on fire to get hot quick. And Liafa now hits his third of the ball game from deep.
Great read from Liafa.
4.
Ngatai, high angle, the offhand.
What a finish by Jordan Ngatai. Through a lot of contact, big steps, good balance to get it done. Oof.
That is Isaiah Liafa on show right there with that defense.
I'm a little surprised Liafa went to the floor. Normally people bounce off him. That's his third personal though. So we may have to be a little bit more careful. Look at this finish by Ngatai. That little step to the other side. Clever finish. There we see Liafa. That's pretty good defensive position. And that's they're sending him to the line. They're saying Muhammad was shooting on that.
Man, it's not been kind at the Chemist Warehouse. Stripe for the Tuatara. 4 for 11.
And call one of those 3 little pigs because they're building some brick houses.
0 for 2 on that trip again.
0 for 4 on free throws. I mean, Mohammed was that 87% free throw shooter last year, I think?
Nice drive from Marshall.
And too quick in retaliation. The Tuatara can't do anything about it. The Alpha almost gets that steal.
Shot clock is off. Tuatara will hold it. There's a 5-point lead coming into this quarter for the Tuatara. And Tom Vodanovic will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah. The Tuatara have been getting these whistles, but they need to now convert at that stripe. Vodanovic heads to the stripe for his 4th time today. He's just 1 for 3 up to this point.
He's 4 for 15, 11 points, 4 rebounds.
2 for 11 from behind the arc. Like the mindset. Keep getting them up. Oh, love the humor.
It's just 3 New Zealand National League players having a discussion about wiping the floor.
They've spent a lot of time around one another.
Yeah, they certainly have. Vodanovic makes 1.
Needed that roll and gets it nicely. And somehow, Tuatara go 2 for 2. Now 6 for 14 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
2 to shoot. Liafa. 3rd quarter is over. 67 for the Tuatara, 71 for the Saints. Very good 3rd quarter for the Saints. Down at halftime, they head into the 4th quarter with a 4-point lead. Casey Franks with Tom Vodanovic.
Tommy, the physicality lifted that quarter. What do the Tuatara need to do to get the upper edge in that down to the 4th?
Yeah, man, we just got to keep playing hard, secure these boards. I think we're letting them get to the open shots, but, man, we'll be sweet. 2 good teams. See what happens.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the 4th quarter. And we'll be back with this. The Saints have taken a 4-point lead, 71-67, headed into the 4th.
Welcome back to Event Finder Stadium on the North Shore of Tamaki Makaurau. 71-67. Cam Glidden is with us. Cam, just 16 points in that 3rd quarter. Offensively, what would you like to see better in the 4th?
Yeah, just we're playing around the perimeter too much. We need to start getting in the keyway, getting some penetration, posting up our bigs, because that's what we have the advantage in right now. But yeah, we're just not getting there right now, so definitely took that little bit of time between quarters to air that out.
seen Rob Lowe on the bench for many more minutes than we normally would. What's this situation physically? Are you just trying to get him a few extra minutes to have more energy down the stretch?
No, I'll play Rob Lowe 40 if I can, but he came up a bit ginger on one of his shots. I just see him limping, so I was just making sure he's okay, but I think he is, so we'll ride him on out.
Thank you for your time, Cam. Always appreciate it.
Thanks.
Oh, they've got to count that. It definitely hit the rim. I think that's an N1 after Hiram Harris went down.
Yeah, Hiram Harris went down. He stayed down as well.
But I think the shot clock went off, but the ball hit the rim before that, so the basket's going to count. No foul going the other direction.
So the basket does count.
Well, his head goes into the leg of Marshall there, I think.
So it will be Saints ball on the make. Hiram Harris, he's okay.
I think they gave that bucket to the Saints. In the stadium.
Marshall. Hiram Harris on the offensive glass. Nartai can't get that roll. Charlie Pride has it. Muhammad all the way at midcourt with Marshall right on his hip, stepping through, and a foul.
Well, Muhammad's been trying to get that call for a while against Marshall. Marshall's been moving his feet well. He's taking that challenge against Muhammad, picks up his third personal there. Take a quick look at the foul trouble. 3 for Marshall, 3 for Liafa, 2 apiece for Nata, Dugumita, Hiram Harris, and Nick Muzinski. For the Tuatara, Zach Riley with 4, 3 for Boy Tuach, and then 2 apiece for Josh Ledger and Tom Bodanovich.
0 for Lowe, though. Had a rest in that third quarter.
Should be fresh as a daisy.
Not 100% physically. Boy Tuach leading your MVP votes on the mixandpick.com poll. Use that QR code to have a say. Tuach with the shot clock winding down, stuffed. The Saints shut that down. Here's Marshall flying in. Poked away by Luka Muhammad. Or was it just lost by Marshall? But anyway, it's Tuatara ball.
Yeah, I think he just lost it on the spin move. It looks like Jordan Atai might have a blood lip after that activity from Tuach driving into the cup. What's a basketball game without a little blood? I mean, probably nicer for the players.
73-69.
Another turnover. Really, only had 5 turnovers up through 3 quarters, starting with 2 in a row.
Dougal Mater in the corner. Good rebound by Tuatara. Contested by Marshall. It's Pride. Hiram Harris picks up a foul. That's his third.
Pride does a nice job of setting himself up with that break as a receiver of that pass, just running the lane and trying to make himself available. Luther Muhammad keeps his head up, delivers it. Hiram Harris just hacks at that one all on.
Muhammad will take a seat. Zach Riley and his 4 fouls will head out there. Meanwhile, it's Charlie Pride at the line. Charlie Pride 1 for 1 on his only trip to the line.
Well, at least the Tuatara found somebody who could hit something from the free throw stripe.
Wow, a rare 2 for 2 trip.
It's not happened often. They're 8 for 16 from the stripe, 50%. Not much better for the Saints at 58, 7 for 12. Zone defense, a bit of a 1-1-3.
Liafa.
Now it's matched up back into man.
Liafa from deep. Knocks that down, Isaiah Liafa.
Really nice execution. You don't need Charlie Pride. Whoever's guarding Isaiah Liafa there, you don't want to sag. You have to stay out. Romney just takes one of the chops from Hiram Harris.
It's his fourth now for Hiram Harris.
I'm a little surprised that the refs don't talk about this at all. Because there's nothing in that play whatsoever except for Hiram Harris just getting a little upset. He's just dribbling down. I mean, that's not really a basketball play.
That's Hiram Harris, just being frustrated.
Hiram is upset.
Vidanovic back, Lee just takes a seat.
Well, I think he's just mostly upset that that play there puts him on the bench where they need it most. He's got 4 fouls, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. But he's sitting for the foreseeable future.
It's a tired sports cliche, but he really is such a competitor. Tuatara to the cup.
Quick timeout, Saints.
76-73. Saints want to talk about it.
Let's visit the Saints huddle. See if we don't have better luck this time around.
Hey, offensively, you're at the 4 here. Just give me a snap. Listen. Snap to Moose, start low. Yeah, flash, hit Moose, Nick, you're at the 1. I want you to fly off the Zay side. You guys look to curl, wrap. One of you come back to the ball and play that corner empty action. That's our offense. When you snap, I want you to look at this. If they put 2 on the ball, be ready for those cuts like you've been doing, all right? Defensively, we're in 14. You have to steer Tommy. If he's ghosting, you might have to call square as well.
Can we get Moose? He's going to curl me. I'm going to come off you and then go get him.
Him.
On the,
Yep. Let's go.
Let me catch you higher then.
Yeah. Hey, don't force that snap if it's not on, but get it there. Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Hey.
Jordan Natai receiving some attention on that schnoz, or maybe a lip
there, I think.
Aaron Young, so well known to this Tuatara organization, took his team to 3 straight grand finals. And now he's leading the Saints, and he's got a lead here in his old gym at Event Finder Stadium.
Roscoe.
Is that who that is?
You used to know him. Winter on the side? How come he has better seats than my family? What's up with that?
Oh, Isaiah Liapa,
Feeling it.
knocking down another 3 from deep.
Feeling it, 19 points. He is now 5 for 10 from behind the arc. He has his eye well and truly in. Tuatara need to respond.
Rob Lowe does!
That's a response. This is my question on Brzezinski. He wants to be in the paint. If Rob Lowe gets hot, he'll have that look more often.
Brzezinski finds Liapa, who gives it back. This time it doesn't fall, the little push shot.
Kruak with a big board, keeps it high, so Liapa can't grab it.
Tuach on the pull-up. Natai with the rebound.
The Saints keep on bending but not breaking. They're giving up these open looks, but they're not giving up high percentage looks. And that's been working for them in the second half.
Liapa, Dougal Mita. Riley with the rebound.
Wouldn't mind seeing Liapa shoot that one again. He had a bit of space.
Inside to Vidanovic, back out. Charlie Pride, deep 3.
In and out. Bangs around and then gets the unlucky bounce up to the top.
The percentage of these threes taken by the Tuatara so early in the shot clock. But they're taking them from deep and contested as well.
Three-point rate on the day is over 50%. 34 shots from deep, 67 shots total. They're shooting 29 from deep.
Liapa taking over here for the Saints.
Nice sprint, that change of speed from slow to go creates that opportunity.
Rob Lowe can't get that one to go down. Tuatara down 5 now. Saints ball.
35 threes. This is a 40-minute game. We're in the red. This has been five minutes left. That means they're taking a 3 a minute.
Heat check from Liapa.
Every single minute, this Tuatara team is letting it fly.
Almost went again. Vodanovic on the face-up. Goes at Mazinski. Oh, Mazinski with the foul. Look clean up high, got him with the body.
Yeah, it's definitely clean up high. He's gonna pick up his 3rd personal foul instead of his 5th block. Just a little bit of a hip check. Just really nice up high though. Completely timed. First time we've seen Vodanovic try and drive there. It's this little, that body hits, clean, from that angle doesn't look like much to it. From the angle we're sitting at, looked like a bit more contact. Obviously, Mazinski frustrated.
Vodanovic, man, it's killing them from the line tonight.
That's 9 points they've left there. 3-point ball, 5-point ball game. 9 points left of that strike.
8 for 17. Here's your game MVP. You can choose through the QR code there. MixandPick.com. That's the second. Leaders 4 for the Saints. Hiram Harris back in the game. Mazinski. Hiram Harris got to be careful he doesn't reach in and get his 5th foul.
Just barely got that across.
Split second with the Muhammad operating with Vodanovic. Marshall doing a great job. Finds Tuach with his feet set, left it short.
Harris is pretty lucky there, leaving Tuach all by himself outside. Muhammad was well under control by Marshall. Help wasn't needed. But once again, Saints force a low percentage shot, doesn't go.
It's just the first foul on Luther Muhammad, and it's the first team foul of the quarter. With 4:04 to go. Eight to shoot. Hiram Harris needs to put it up. And it's going to come off Nick Marshall's hand, the Australian, so it will be a sub with Leafa coming back in the game, and Tuatara ball.
Well, the offense is really slowed down for the Tuatara here in the second half, but they're not out of this ball game. You know, they're 4 points down with 4 minutes to go, and we have not seen them play good since that first quarter offensively. What do they want to go to now? Where's the answer? Is it the Rob Lowe, Luther Muhammad pick and roll? Are they going ISO? I'd like to see that ball get side to side, force this defense to adjust.
Muhammad on the pull-up. Strong, Tuach has it. Riley, Rob Lowe for 3. Mazinski might have got a piece of that. Certainly got the defense closeout he wanted. And the Saints get a stop again the Tuatara. Shooting the long ball now at 27%, 37 attempts from deep.
Rob Lowe and Tom Vodanovic combined 5 makes from deep, that's good. Combined 21 shots from deep, that's bad.
They average just over 28 a game. Attempts. Still, they're only down 4. Marshall. Travel.
It almost looked more awkward in enabling the officials to make that call. We have a timeout to the Tuatara. 3:19 to play. The Tuatara want to discuss things and see what they can do. This has been an arm wrestle. Who's got the strength and the bicep down the stretch?
Yo. Luther, advance it. Tom V's going to flash here. You're going to hit Tom V. Boy's going to go first. Straight off. Look to hand it. Luther, you're going to go second. If nothing happens there, Tom V square up and find Sauer. And go at Sauer. Sauer, I want you to find a shot. So we're downhill twice. Then we've got Sauer. Tom V will be here on the catch. Boy, start here. Hey, doing a great job. Keep attacking the big fella. Put the big fella into empty on balls, get the pop, and don't always settle for a three. Just rip it. Rip it. And then if we get nothing on the drags, pop the ball. It doesn't stay in anyone's hands. We're popping. Here we go. First play is X.
Sour
You go first.
is
Go fast.
Charlie Pride, that's his nickname. He is a big fan of sour candy, particularly Sour Patch Kids.
That's fair enough, they're tasty.
There you go, that's my intel.
I like some sour warheads, like really get the pucker going.
Oh, wow. What's a warhead?
It's a lolly.
It's candy. Back underway.
So American. Nice action, gonna go for that handoff with Pride.
He traveled. Just looked a bit awkward. I don't know if he dragged that pivot foot or not.
Well, especially after Marshall just got called for it on the other end. You know, these similar plays where if it looks like a travel, it's gonna be a travel.
Yeah, that left foot just must have just bobbled a little bit. The right foot certainly skidded along. So it is a Tuatara turnover. Both teams with 8 in the game. Nartai.
There, look how far out they're defending the alpha.
He goes for 3. Right low with the rebounds.
Offense for the Saints has dipped here in the last couple minutes as well. They have not found that freedom of movement they found for the first 15 minutes of the second half.
Why not? Shoot a 3. Muhammad knocks that down. Cuts the Saints lead to 1.
First triple of the day. He's now 1 for 4, up to 13 points. But what a big shot. Gutsy there. The Saints letting that clock run off.
Brzezinski. There's Marshall. He's been excellent. And a foul underneath. Two shots coming.
Vodanovic was definitely in the air, but to me it looked like Marshall's arm reaches out, finds that contact, and pushes. Who's that foul on? That's on Charles Pride. I wonder where Pride was in that activity.
It's on his hip. With the arm, maybe.
It's there. It's there. Could be called incidental, or you could call it either way, but now we've got Nick Marshall at the Chemist Warehouse stripe where every free throw counts this year because every point matters. All thanks to the Hoops in Schools program. In conjunction with BB&Z, they are bringing hoops to schools and parks near you. As long as these free throws keep dropping and adding to the kitty.
23 for Marshall, looking for 24 here. Good from the line, perfect. 6 for 6, 5 for 5, and then 6 for 6 now. So here is Luther Muhammad. Lob low, up high, looking for action.
Oh, that's a nice play.
Finds Vodanovic. And he's fouled, taking the 3. That's Hiram Harris, he's done.
Oh, wow. Hiram Harris can only have a little bit of a giggle about it. Really nice action. Vodanovic actually floated too far away from where he should have, bringing him closer to Hiram Harris. Had he not floated that far, would have been a more open shot, but Harris would still be in the ballgame. Harris will now have to sit and watch next to Shea Illy. Vodanovic to the line where he has not been successful today. 4 for 7 on the afternoon.
No Shea Illy in this game because of concussion-like symptoms. Vodanovic, oh my. They are 9 for 19. They've left 10 points out there on the free throw line. Tough afternoon for Hiram Harris. 10 points, 8 rebounds for him. Vodanovic, good foul from Harris.
I mean, that kind of day.
Man.
This kind of day. Hiram Harris fouled out with 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 assists. Well, one's better than none.
83-81. With a chance to tie it up to Vodanovic. Now Marshall get to attack the Tuatara again. This time they get a stop. With Muhammad, all 5 Saints are back.
Spacing just not great right now for the Tuatara. Really allowing one defender for the Saints to guard multiple players.
Here's Lowe. Looking for the cut. Pride. Good defense. Mazinski was there to meet him.
Well, nice setup. They wanted that backdoor action the entire time, but Mazinski able to sag off and contest.
Liafa. Rob Lowe dropped and Liafa knocks down a 3.
Ice cold, baby. He's ice cold. He cares not for your pressure. Dropping that triple when you need it the most.
Now Muhammad over Mazinski. Saints get the stop.
Game is not over. Still just a 2-possession ball game. The Tuataras dropped their head a bit, but if they get a stop here, they're still right in it.
Liafa with the switch. Lowe has it. It's him in the air. Ngatai looking to drive. There's no big in the middle, and he just picks them apart. Straight line drive, timeout, Tuatara.
Isaiah Liafa talking to the crowd. He's got family up there. I see George. Is that Georgie up there talking a little smack? I don't know, but he's certainly got some people in the crowd that are excited to see him playing well. Hits this triple, lets them know about it.
'88-81. What a performance by the Saints. Coming off a loss on Friday night against the Fight. Isaiah Liafa, 24 points in the game, 9 of 20. And they have dominated your game MVP choices. Hiram Harris with 30%. Isaiah Morioho Liafa, second. Mazinski with his 16 points on 8 of 12 shooting and 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 blocks. Third rather.
Just a physical game, Moles. Only 8 turnovers, pretty clean in that respect. We've got 32 fouls. We've had 35 free throw shot. The percentages are low because there's a lot of contact out there, but the efficiency of the Saints, just a wee bit better. Just under 50% from 3 at 49. Just under 40% from 3 at 39%. Just the 4 offensive rebounds, which is surprising, but they were worried about getting back. They've really slowed down the transition offense for the hometown Tuatara. And now with less than a minute to go, it's the 7-point lead. Can the Tuatara score quick and do something about it?
Bogdanovic. Muhammad for 3. Jordan Ngatai secures the ball.
Great rebound by Marshall out of his window to grab that.
And that might just do it for the Saints here. Marshall bangs it off Tom Bodanovic's leg.
The smart heads-up play by Tommy V really walls up with the body, essentially fouling him with that contact. But Marshall heads up, knocks it off the leg of the defender.
29.6 in the game to go. 14 on the shot clock with Tuach fouling Marshall. That's the 3rd team foul on this. Tuatara.
Just another tough loss down the stretch for the Tuatara. Looks like it's going to be coming their way. A week ago, very similar on the road at the Rams.
Now drop to 5 and 7 will the Tuatara. The Saints will improve to 10 and 4.
Well, with 4 seconds left, the Tuatara get that foul. But at that point, you're better off just letting the possession finish. But that will not yet send Jordan Ngatai to the line because there's still a foul to give. It's the 4th personal in the quarter on the Tuatara.
What a win from the Saints as Riley fouls out. It's his 5th foul. But you can't really look past too much the free throw shooting. This really changes the complexion of the game. They're 10 of 21. They left 11 points out there. Percentage-wise, make 7 of those. It changes the game somewhat. Saints are up 7.
Free throws ain't free today. They are just not coming down with the frequency we expect.
This has been a great game from Nick Marshall. He really has stepped up. He's got 25 to lead all scorers. And the BNZ player timeout is called by the Tuatara with 12.8 to go.
Well, they're still playing the game when it comes to that points percentage. It's going to be so important if they do hope to try and make that run into the top 6.
We've got Wilkie in there, rather, for Zach Riley, who's fouled out, so Wilkie can hit that long ball.
And points percentage is going to be tough for the Tuatara at 94. They've only got the 4th best percentage in the competition. Quick shot by Rob Lowe brings it a little closer.
They go quick, 11.2 to go. And then they foul Natai. He'll head 80-odd feet to the Chemist Warehouse line to shoot a couple of foul shots. So coming up for both these teams, the Tuatara will play the Bulls next Sunday in Franklin, KC. That's a big game for both these teams. Both teams lose today. Jets got the win over the Bulls in Palmerston North. And for the Saints, they've got the Nuggets. And they'll also come up and visit the Bulls again after that.
Yeah, the Bulls, that loss earlier knocks them down to 6th place at 7-6. Tuatara will be 5-7 out of today. And if they don't win that game, you have an even tougher road to try and qualify for the 6.
7 on the clock. Charlie Pride for 3. And that has been a real feature of this game. And that will be the game. The Tuatara go out gunning from deep, 11 of 40, just 28%. It hasn't been their time in the gym. The Saints get the win on the road after losing on Friday night. They pick up the dub on Sunday afternoon. They beat the Tuatara 90-83.
It is the Wellington Saints getting the job done, 90 to the Texas Tuatara's 83.
What a performance from the Saints. They step up big time, powered by Nick Marshall's 25, inspired by Isaiah Leafa's 24. Coming up big down the stretch, the Saints, they hung tough. Leafa shot it from deep, of course, as he's prone to do, as he's wont to do. And the Saints stay in that 2nd spot on the ladder. They do it without Shea Ely as well. Have a look at some of the stats presented to you by the Chemist Warehouse, the official stats partner of the Sal's NBL. Saints shoot 49% on the floor. Tuatara just 40%. Free throws a problem. Percent 11. Always a battle on the glass. 11 offensive rebounds for the Tuatara, just 4 for the Saints, and 18 apiece assists. Let's go to Casey, who's got Isaiah Leafa.
Well, a big win. Obviously disappointed a couple nights ago. The team regrouped, still no Shea Ely. What was it about the effort tonight? What brought that win to it?
Yeah, I thought we showed fight, all 40 minutes. Obviously, we had moments there in that game, but I think, once Ace got fouled out, I think, collectively together, we just kind of, came together and kind of found a way to win and got stops and, converted on those.
What was the difference today, being able to manufacture buckets when the defense got grindy? What a little bit better from deep today, but what about the execution enabled the Saints to find that higher level offensively?
Yeah, I think we all trust each other, and, we trust the looks that we get, and I think it kind of converts for our rebound and kind of defensively. Obviously, in the first half, they were just getting transition buckets after bucket, and I kind of think at halftime we kind of, had to kind of make an impact and kind of make them feel our presence, and I thought we did a good job in the second half.
A lot of contributors for the Saints in the physical game today. Anybody stand out for you up in that front line with Muzinski and Hiram Harris, the work they were doing to slow down a physical Tuatara front line?
Yeah, obviously H and Moose kind of give us, all the rebounds and kind of take charge and, communicating. Obviously, they're the backline of our defense, and it makes us guards easy to get through screens and, do what we need to do. So I think collectively we were, did a pretty decent job to get the win.
Appreciate the time. Great job.
Thank you.
Isaiah Leafa, excellent down the stretch. 9 of 20 from the floor throughout the game. 8 assists for Isaiah Leafa. 2 steals as well. He's got the dub, but man, who had to take the L today is Charlie Pride. He is with Casey.
Well, a tough one, Sauer. Down 7 in that. Down the stretch, just couldn't find the offensive flow. What was it about the Saints defense today that made it so difficult?
I mean, just down the stretch, they made the stops and rebounds they needed to do to win the game. We got to be a little bit better with our preparation and just hitting some shots down the stretch.
Speaking about the hidden shots, I think it was 37 threes from the Tuatara today. Is that part of the game plan? Is that that kind of volume from deep what the Tuatara are looking for, or would you look for better balance on reflection?
I mean, you know, all of our guys are pretty talented and put a lot of work, and we believe we could make pretty much all the shots that we take. So if the defense is giving us that many threes, then we'll take them. We'll gladly take them.
Quickly turn around to the next page, coming up against the Franklin Bulls. Both teams fighting for one of those top 6 spots. What's it going to take to beat a Bulls team that has been sliding as well?
You know, they're a really good team, and we're just going to have to play our game, you know, play the game to our pace, make some plays down the stretch, and win the rebounding battle.
Appreciate it, Tom.
Charlie Pride regathers, regroups for another game in a week's time. Here's how round 10 looked. The Airs take care of the Bulls, and the Hawks travel all the way to ILT Stadium, Southland, and beat the Sharks. And the Fi get the win over the Saints, rewrite that ship, and the Giants led for most of that game until the Rams just overran them in that 4th quarter. 89-87, they take the win. Hawks took care of the Nuggets on their southern swing, and you see the Jets there without Corey Webster, 92-87, and the Saints account for the Tuatara, 90-83. So this is how the ladder looks. Saints stay in that top spot. A little bit of distance between them and the Airs, who do have 2 games in hand over the Saints, though. That'll be interesting to see how their schedule works out for them. And the Bulls drop down to that 6th spot, and these other teams chasing that 6th spot. 3 teams, 5 and 7 now. The Fi, the Tuatara, and the Sharks.
And above them, the Bulls, 6 and 7, not too far off that pace. So going to be a lot of activity as we take a look at the games upcoming in round 11. It all tips off on Wednesday night on Sky Sport 2. The Jets trying to build. No Corey Webster the last 2. Will he get back? Or will they be without him as the Sharks come to the hanger? The Fi and the Bulls, both teams needing wins to get out of that lower end of the top 6. The Airs and the Sharks on the Friday.
The Fi playing in Hamilton at Globox Arena as well. Love that venue. The Saints will be in Porirua, where Jordan Natai is from. They'll host the Nuggets, Rams and Hawks, Bulls Tuatara, and then the Giants and the Hawks will go at it. Massive games all around for round 11. It is going to be absolutely must-see viewing for round 11. Jordan Natai and the Wellington Saints take the victory, and they get it by 7, 90-83 on behalf of Casey Frank and the Sky Sport team here at a